Hey, Travis Payton with World Blimp Public Radio. We're playing Unknown Armies, The Treasure Hunt, Episode 2.
Goodness.
In the last session, let's see here. What's your cabal name again?
We're the Ska Band.
You're the Ska Band, sorry. Your enemies are called the other guys.
That's correct.
And you got some treasure maps.
We did indeed. And now we know which one's going to be the right one.
Yes. So now as you were in Cairo, Illinois.
That's correct. It's not Cairo, it's Cairo.
I said it, Cairo.
Good job. We're proud of you.
Yep.
Your pronunciation.
Thank you. So the next step that you decided was going after the dowsing rod. You need a dowsing rod, but one that has been blessed by an angel. So you need to summon an angel to do that, which is a whole thing.
It is indeed.
It is a whole thing. But before we get into that, I believe, and we have 3 players tonight. We have Greg playing Glenn. We have Bill playing Nate Davenport.
Yes.
And then we have David playing Cici.
That is correct, sir.
Caleb will not be joining us for the rest of the campaign due to scheduling issues, but the majority of we still have a quorum.
Ben's house did just get shot up. He's probably moved on to Site B or
that is true.
Or C or D, whichever one is.
Condition 1!
That's actually a pretty good reason. Yeah, I forgot about that, but yeah, it's in character. He's
No, I can totally see him getting back to the house and just saying, "Honey, grab the bug-out bags. We got to go to Site B." And her going, "Dear, we talked about this." "No, grab everything. We got to go." "Honey, we're not going to Site B. Site B is the one that is most likely going to be compromised. We're actually going to go to D first, and then we're going to backtrack to C, and then it's going to be Site E."
We should go in separate cars.
Yeah.
It'll be more secure. And he's still there waiting.
Oh. Before we get to that, though,
I'll meet you at Mom's. I mean, the bunker.
Glenn, so we'll just take up the next day. You've had a big day. You however many charges you've had. Was anybody wounded? I can't remember. I don't think so.
No. Only thing as I recall, the only thing that got wounded was the old lady's ceiling.
No, yeah. I got wounded a little bit, but I also got patched up.
Yeah, all right.
That's right. I put on my nice surgical scrubs and fixed it.
That's right. That's right. So, Glenn, what were you? Would you like to elucidate to listeners what you were trying to do before you head out for the dowsing rod? That you mentioned something that you wanted to do on your before.
I did want to look out for the estate sale for the recently dearly departed pillar of the community,
the pillar of fire of the community,
as it were, and see if the poor SOB had any historically relevant drinking vessels.
Well, and the beautiful part about it is that because he is a pillar of the community who recently went up in flames, any drinking vessel that he has is technically a historical one now.
So I'm trying to find the guy's name.
He did do a lot for the community. He did have a reputation.
And he was also secretly a hedge wizard, although that's not going to be something that's going to be...
No, we won't bring that up. But...
Well, no. I mean, we just want one of his coffee cups for sentimental reasons. Preferably a travel mug or something of at least a decent amount of durability.
I think his name was Bob Douglas, according to this note. Does that sound familiar?
Sounds right.
British, yes.
Okay.
If not, that's what it actually was, and last time was a hallucination.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Sure.
Unknown Armies.
So this takes place the day after he spontaneously human combusted. So there's not an estate sale yet. In fact, there's been nothing in the news yet. You presume, well, you don't even know if the police have found the remains or if they will.
Because if he incinerated, then there's a pile of ash.
We'll did you linger? If I remember correctly, you were lingering there a while. There were bones when you left.
Okay.
You don't know if those bones turned into ash because magic, or 2, if there were bones and they just were stolen, or if So you don't know if there's any remains left. So it could be a while before there's an estate sale. Now that's the thing, though, is he's certainly not home anymore, and he has a big house up on the hill.
Glenn, the thought occurs to me: why don't you and I go up to his house?
I haven't visited the family in quite some time, possibly ever.
And
wait, are you related to this guy? This is just an old
No,
man.
no,
Okay.
his family. Haven't visited his household.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
and after all, remember, Glenn is one of the preachers in town.
Sure.
So he could be going there just for the mere sake of proselytizing.
Okay.
And I just happened to have this suit that he had asked me to do some alterations on, and I wanted to make sure that I had his measurements right, so I've got a reason to be there.
Okay.
And Nate, weren't you going to do an audio recording of his will?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
Or at least, no, we'd set up an interview for the Library of Congress listening project.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Oh, how silly of me to forget.
Do any of you have any skills that would give you knowledge of Bob? Knowledge about the small town? What his habits were?
Because I am a style magnet, of course I know what kind of suit he was going to be wearing, and of course I know all of the big to-dos that are coming up. So when I say that I'm making sure that he's fitted for a tuxedo for that thing that he's doing with the...
Rotary Club.
Well, yes, the
Yeah,
Rotary
Club, of course. You don't have to roll for that. You would have a plausible suit for him, something in his style. That's
yes.
fine.
From your plausible closet.
Yes.
But
Well, I've got the plausible
what I was
closet,
asking,
the
do you have
slightly
anything that would give you
implausible.
knowledge of like who, what his daily habits were, or who he did he live with anybody? Anything like that? Like the pastor, do you have anything? What are your skills again?
Dpsomancer, former minister, outdoorsman. The only thing I can think of is former minister, knowledge of the community,
Yeah,
ingratiating
give me a
myself
roll
with
of that.
people. All right.
Oh, and I'm also a businessman.
This would not give you knowledge of his personal habits. Former minister definitely would. That's definitely it's a gossip kind of skill. So
It's morning, so I'm only slightly tipsy, looking 10%.
you'd lose all your charges.
No, we
Even if I
we
knock back one.
established that he.
If you do, then you'd have the negative 10. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, we established that he starts his mornings with a Bloody Mary, so that
Yeah.
he is
It's
always
just a
little
permanent
drunk.
skill penalty for being drunk all the time. So
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah. So
Better than losing a lot of charges.
sure.
That's a double bad. Is that a crit fail?
Yeah, that is an 88. That is a crit fail. I can't really think of something. Yeah, he's got his wife is. You think his wife is still alive? So yeah. Margaret Douglas. So you yeah.
Shall we go say hi to Margaret?
Oh, do let's. But before we go, there is one thing I need to do. I'm going to look. We're set on this whole angel summoning thing, right? We know it's going to happen.
You have some information about that? I can get into that on what your lead on that is.
Well, that is our plan, right? That is the next step. We've established it.
Yeah. It is the next step, but I'll tell you
Now-
where that journey starts.
Well, I'm fairly certain that I'm going to need to get some major charges.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do something to help facilitate that.
Okay.
Specifically, I am going to put a coupon and send out an email blitz to a number of the LGBT organizations within the tri-state area, letting them know that I am having a 50% off sale for all wedding rentals this upcoming weekend.
And how do you get a major charge again?
Basically, if I get a legacy garment, something that has been worn to something important.
Okay.
And so basically I'm going to be renting out a lot of tuxes to a lot of special events, or at least trying to. And then after they come
you would need a
back-
trade-in to get the charge. You'd have to receive it. If you already own it, it does. So if someone trades, so you could have a sale where someone trades in their old dress for a new one.
Well,
Yeah.
basically trade in the old wedding dress and I can pull it off the old one. But
Yeah,
the other
yeah.
thing is that since I also rent tuxedos, if I rent out a tux and it's worn for the thing, I can pull the charge off of it
Okay.
and then re-rent it later. So I don't have any with major charges now. But
okay. Does it say? Let me read it. The description. I'm going to say that normally one set of clothing is only good for one major charge a year. So you only have so many clothing for that. Let's see here. I mean, obviously you have a bunch of clothes. So basically, if you want to get that, you tell me how much time you want to spend, and you'll make a roll, and that'll determine how many charges you can get from it.
Okay.
So
my other plan B was to put in some astronomically high bids on a couple of the old wedding dresses that people are selling on eBay and some of the clearinghouses. This was authentic Vera Wang from 4 years ago, which nobody is going to want to wear right now because, let's be honest, Vera Wang from 4 years ago isn't as good as Vera Wang from this year. But if I put in the high bids on a bunch of them, I can pull those in. And I'm especially looking for the ones that say, cheating bastard, I'm selling the wedding dress, I want nothing to do with him, help fund my divorce. And if I can see those, I'm definitely going to be going for that.
Okay. So it's acquiring, it says to acquire a legacy garment. Something was worn by someone else. That was an important event. So, you can do that. You can get old dresses. You can rent out your ones. I'd say, one garment per charge per year. So you only have so many garments and blah, blah, blah. So, so do you want to do that first or do you want to send out the email first and then go on?
Yeah, basically I'm going to set it up.
Okay.
While we're leaving so that time will pass. I'll do the roll when
what's your business roll? This will take more than one roll, but yeah.
My business is currently at 34%. All
right, give me a roll.
But my Vestomancer is at 58%.
Well, business to set up the deal and get people interested is definitely a business check.
And that is a 13.
Okay. All right, so you'll get some interest, but obviously not immediately, so you have time to go to the house.
Yes.
Nate, what about you? You just going tagging along to the house?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so the three of you head to the house. Like I said, big house up on a hill. Not much of a hill, but, it's a hill.
So, guys, what do we know about this wife?
She's definitely alive. You know that.
Okay.
I haven't really seen her much in town of late.
No, but I'm almost positive I saw her picture in the newspaper at some point.
Well played. Well done.
Yep, that's exactly it. As far as you remember, she's he's typical upper, rich person spouse in a small town, looks down at everybody else, likes very, I guess you could describe catty and mean-spirited.
She's got the I definitely want to speak to your manager haircut.
Yep, but, the older school version, like from about 50 years ago, but yeah.
So we're saying a no-nonsense bum.
Yeah, exactly. So the three of you head up there. There is a dude out mowing the lawn, a big riding lawn mower. He sees the three of you.
So what's our plan here, guys?
Well, I'm going to go up to the front door and ring the bell.
All right, sounds good to me.
All right. There's no fence. You can just walk straight up.
I'm going to take this garment back with me.
I'm sure that has his suit in it.
And my sewing kit.
Okay.
Talk to her, tell her what she wants to hear, because I think we know what that is. And just hobnob.
And
walk around.
At some point, go into the kitchen and steal a coffee cup?
Just walk around the hallways and, wow, these tables are so clean, and this painting, and isn't that lovely? And while she's looking at it that way, there's this, maybe there's a mug or a stein or something of note.
Or a Morgenstein.
All right, so you knock on the door, and you hear the sound of the riding lawnmower getting closer. You look over, you see the guy is heading towards you. He kind of, and as you wait for someone to answer the door.
Oh, I've seen how it works out with the lawnmower man. Get out of here.
He stops the mower and he gets out. He's like, your head. Yeah, that's a big, loud riding lawnmower. Like, y'all have business with Mr. Douglas?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I have a fitting scheduled with him for 10 minutes. And you know how he likes punctuality. I'd like to get set up in the study if I can.
Are they your assistants or something?
Oh, no, we just happened to run into each other on the way.
Oh.
I actually had an appointment a little later. He was going to give me an interview recording
wait a minute.
for this project. After you, of course.
I can't believe Mr. Douglas did this. He was scheduling me to do the fitting while he was talking to you. Wow. What a great multitasker. I want to take a look at his day planner and see if he actually scheduled it that way.
That's called efficiency.
That is efficiency.
That's multitasking.
That is amazing.
Well, and you? I can call him. He ain't here.
Well, what do you mean he's not here? This is his house, is it not?
Yeah, it's his house. Yeah, he's not here. I don't know. I'm just the groundskeeper.
Apologies. My name's Glenn. I'm minister with the community. I haven't spoken to Mr. Douglas, and I regret that because I've been here for a while, and I really want to be part of this community, and that means being in line with Mr. Douglas and understanding what direction he wants to take the community.
Okay. Well, okay. Yeah, I get that. You're looking for a donation. Yeah. No. Church people always do. That's fine, but he ain't here.
Okay. Well, since the appointment is, in fact, in 10 minutes, is it okay if I get set up in the study? It's going to take me a few minutes anyway.
No one's here.
But Mr. Douglas is always on time for his appointments.
What about Mrs. Douglas?
She's been dead for like 5 years.
Oh, bless her heart.
What's your helplessness, too? Do you have what's your helplessness?
I have helplessness exactly, too.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't feel great.
Well.
Yep. That's probably helpless.
No. I was talking about his daughter, Mrs. Douglas.
He's got a daughter?
You didn't know he had a daughter?
All right,
come on, man. I've been here less time than you
roll
have.
Connect or a skill to bullshit him.
Gotta save face somehow. That's a 10.
Okay, I had no idea, but he never mentioned anything. Yeah, he ain't here.
Okay.
You have to go home.
Well, okay. Can I just leave a message to let him know that I was here?
Just call him. He's got voicemail.
Yes, he does have voicemail, but this feels like something I need to leave personally. I mean, after all. Okay,
well,
let me explain the way...
Just stick a note under the door. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Sir, I don't think you understand my business.
All right.
If I don't let him know that I was actually physically here for the appointment, and he finds out,
if you put a note under the door,
a negative Yelp review, and that is going to tank my business. I don't think he knows
what that is. I don't know what that is.
My business exists entirely on reputation. And if I get a bad reputation for missing appointments for fittings...
I only got a key to the shed, man. I don't know what to tell you.
All right. Is it all right if I take a look for a hide-a-key for the front door?
No!
All right. He probably pulled a long night at the courthouse or something.
And also, what's your name?
My name's... what is his name?
It says Al on his shirt.
Yeah, it sure does.
Yeah, I'm Al.
Okay, Al, if that is your real name.
Look,
is there anyone else that we could speak to somewhere in this house?
All right, you got to roll some kind of skill. Business connect or... it's more of a coerce thing, I guess.
I think it is a coerce.
All right. Sorry, I have to look at your thing.
That's
good. Yeah, actually, no, connect would work. I mean, coercing a thing is really threatening, so you're more.
Actually, would this be coerce isolation by chance?
Coercing isolation is...
Because, after all, he's here alone, and he's basically trying to tell us that we have to leave.
Well, coercing isolation, like, you're making fun of somebody at the party and then making everybody laugh at that person. It's more of like a Mean Girls thing.
Right.
Okay, so this is
Isolating
more,
them socially.
Off the Forever Alone.
Yeah, exactly. And he's at work, and Al clearly is.
so
just,
coercing helplessness, or would it be coercing status?
coercing helplessness. If you can do that, that would would work.
Just flip the script on him, right? He's a domestic employee. His boss is an upper class person. Like, you want to speak to his manager.
Pretty much.
Oh yeah, if you want to speak to Al's manager, yeah. Go ahead, Roll.
That is a 33. That's a critical success.
All right. Yeah, no, I'll call my boss up. Let's see here. Mr.
Oh, I didn't figure he had a service. I figured you'd portrayed the guy as rich enough that this is just his domestic.
Oh yeah,
Pretty much. Can I speak to one of the servants who's in charge?
Well, no. Let's see here. Mr. Page. He's the one who handles all this stuff. He's the one who handles my paycheck, and it's kind of like his right hand man, Mr. Douglas's right hand man. So, Mr. Page, here I'll call him up.
Would you please?
All right.
Because I have 8 minutes to be inside that study.
Okay.
While he's calling, how big is this house?
It's big. It's at least 2 stories tall. Well, 2 stories plus an attic. So,
If you think about it, Southern Illinois is sort of the north end of the Delta in a lot of ways. No, the Delta doesn't go that far north. But like a lot of the big houses there are your big like Southern style 2-story affairs.
yeah,
Okay.
it's not a big mansion. It was built earlier than that, but yeah, it's definitely as big as
It's
a
definitely got a veranda.
Yeah. And it's well kept. It's well maintained. Remember Bob Douglas was literally sucking this spiritual essence and life force out of the town in order to keep himself alive and wealthy.
There's good money in that.
There's good money in that. So you get a Mr. Page on the phone. He says, "Yes, I am. I handle matters for Mr. Douglas. You are."
I am Mr. Douglas's personal tailor, and I have an appointment.
No, you're not. I know who his tailor is. His tailor is located in Chicago. I recognize his voice. You're not.
I have an appointment for a fitting.
No, you don't. I have his appointment book right here.
Are we talking about the same Mr. Douglas? Because I have the appointment card in my hand, sir.
Then someone lied to you.
So you're telling me that somebody is wasting my time?
Yes.
As you are right now.
You called me?
So what have you got on you? Because I figure...
I do know that Mr. Douglas is not home right now, and it does seem highly... yes, if you could stay right there for a little bit, maybe we can sort this out.
No, you're telling me that somebody is wasting my time by putting an appointment in with me, claiming to be Mr. Douglas.
Yes,
This
clearly.
is a waste of my time and of yours.
Yes.
Go drinking with Al. But the chick is... It sounds like it's kind of...
Yeah.
So he actually, yes, but tell me about yourself. Maybe I'm looking for a suit. Do you have, where is it? The basic thing. Sorry. I have to keep going here. I should actually grab Caleb sheet.
I could try something a demon, but maybe that's still...
You can give me a secrecy check.
Yes, that is an ought 3.
Okay. He's trying to keep you on the phone. He's probably called the cops.
Most likely. Thank you for your time, Mr. Page. I won't waste any more of yours.
Yeah, you hang up as he's trying to get you to explain suits to him.
Yes, and hand it right back to Al, because it was Al's phone. He called Mr. Page directly. Well, gentlemen, it seems that my appointment was a fake.
Right.
Normally, this is the part where I storm off in a huff, and I suggest that you two do the same.
Well, son of a gun, I was really looking forward to seeing that suit.
All right, so
We're off to see the wizard. Oh.
all right.
I don't
So you all
huff.
leave.
Not going to see the wizard.
I don't huff, I stumble.
You all leave before the cops show up. But yeah, So whoever his major domo was, this Mr. Page, he clearly, was a cool customer. He could afford good help. And, you didn't set up any work for this con, so, yeah.
Well, we didn't think that we were going to have to. We thought we were going to
somebody crit failed his check.
Yeah. Totally. There's somebody there.
Phonomancers.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, if you want to get in the house, you can. If you want to look for a historically significant cup that you can get some charges from for your booze hound, you can do that too.
Just while we were up there, by chance, could I have noticed if there was any one of those, obnoxious little signs that said "secured by ADT" or anything
notice
like that? Okay.
It's one of your basic ones.
Yeah, sorry, just had to look for it.
No, it's fine.
I'll say frivolous tens. 31 out of 40.
Okay. Yeah. Gensec.
Okay.
Typical security company. Definitely defeatable.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
If you know
Gensec.
how.
Is that the one that summons the cops from the elemental plane of cops?
It's a typical security company. I don't know what your identities are. I don't know how much you would know about burglarizing.
I know nothing about burglarizing in this suit.
All right. Well, that's touche. If you want to spend charges, you certainly could. But yeah, if you want to wait for the estate sale, you certainly can. But that could be a while from now because he died under extremely mysterious circumstances, and
So mysterious, nobody even knows yet.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, maybe Mr. Page might know some, but he wouldn't be telling you about it.
Right.
And he might not want to have an estate sale instead. Just maybe steal Mr. Douglas's identity and embezzle all the money he can and then head to the Caribbean.
actually, we should get a move on that. Come to think of it, did you happen to glance at the phone at any point and have those numbers, or maybe the location it was? The phone.
Would that
was
be a
based
notice?
No, I'll tell you for free. It was a alias on his phone. It said calling Page.
Okay.
It didn't
So we
have
would have the
location.
number showing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like your phone, it's a shortcut, an alias, so yeah.
Well, mine, even on the aliases, will still give me the phone number.
All right. Well, that's
Not all of them do, though.
Not all of them do. So, cheap Android. So, and I don't want to get on Google. Well, this is what the Android blah, blah, blah does. So, yeah, he did not have the number on it. You could, with some time...
if we wanted to chase it down that hard, we could do it in the background because, there will be some sort of trail. I mean...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, if you just dig into Douglas's business, you'll find out Mr. Page is obviously going to be the manager of some of his establishments.
So, guys, how badly do we want to derail this campaign?
We're burning daylight. We've got the beginning of a good job. Let's.
I was asking
do
the
some
question
research.
legitimately.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd be into trying to, blackmail/craft deal with this guy to, a quarter of a large fortune
Well,
is
now,
still technically
Nate,
a large fortune.
let me put on my out-of-character hat for just a second. Now, I don't have a lot of charges at the moment, and I really think that if we're going to be going up against an angel in some way, because I'm not sure how cooperative it's going to be, I would like to have charges built up.
Yeah.
So I am perfectly fine with derailing so that I can rifle through his closet and pick up as many of his suits as I can.
We could keep up grand RPPR tradition. This guy was kind of a dick to us, so
All right.
we need to take him for all he's worth, even if he's dead.
So are you saying that we should, in fact, loot the body?
Didn't you kind of do that as he was burning to death? You got his last words on tape, file, but...
Yeah.
And I did snag the necktie he was wearing as he was burning.
Yeah, so didn't that give you a charge? Yeah.
That did give me a charge. But
Sorry.
I do need more charges.
All right, that's fair. And you still need some kind of magic.
I just stood there and watched the motherfucker burn.
Yeah, that's fair.
Although I do think that if you were to... wait a minute, we can go back to the site? Because I'm having a thought that's a very macabre thought.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh god, we're not going to turn his skull into a drinking vessel, are we?
We're going to turn his skull into a drinking vessel. You are going to drink your booze out of his empty, hollow skull.
To be clear, weren't we sort of in some sort of other place that we had,
I asked about
You
that.
don't know. Yeah.
I think I asked about that. It was like the old town that was falling apart at the seams.
Yeah, when it was dark, yeah, there are other places that aren't actually you can't find them on a map. You can't Google Maps, but so you don't know that, but maybe his body popped out into the approximate location of where it would be in the real world. So you could retrace your steps and try and find whether his ashes and bones are still there.
Or we could raid his office, because maybe we go to his office, maybe we get the coffee cup he had on his desk that says "World's Best Boss," that his secretary gave him 1 year in exchange for a 1.2% raise instead of the 1.0% raise he was going to give him her.
I will say you will recognize a cup that can give you charges if you on site.
Okay.
So, that coffee cup may or may not qualify, but I will say he does have at least. I'll say there are 2 cups I can think of that he would have, 2 drinking vessels. So
you chose.
That's my character concept.
I feel like the house would be the more likely place to find such a vessel.
Yeah, we can work on trying to burglarize it. I mean, if we're taking my GM hat off, I did just read a book called The Burglar's Guide to the City. So,
I mean, alternatively, we could just, invest way too much time in getting some basic surveillance on Mr. Page and figure out when he does decide, that his boss has gone permanently missing and try to make his move, and by then have enough blackmail material to sweep in and say, "Hey, buddy, want some help?"
Right. Well, that's.
Found out?
I mean, technically, all you need to get is be in the house for like 10 minutes for him to look around and find the cop. Okay. You don't need. You could do that. You would get additional benefits, but there would be additional risk and time. So yeah, if you your basic victory requirement is getting him in, finding. There's 2 cups that he has, 2 drinking vessels. Sorry, not just cups.
Okay, so if we come back at night.
You could burglarize it.
We burglarize it.
One of us figures out how to defeat security systems.
Oh, I can do that. All I have to do is put on my burglaring clothes that I'm going to make today in the shop.
Please tell me it's going to be like
black and white
domino mask and black and white stripes and a big bag with a $sign painted on it.
Hey, that would qualify.
Surely you jest. I'm not going to paint the $sign on the side. I'm going to embroider it. I've got the sewing machine with the good thing.
Yeah. Forgive me.
Well, I should. I mean, sir, if I'm going to do something with a certain aesthetic, I am going to do it right. Damn it.
All right.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, you can do that. So let's see here. So you want to start making your burglar's outfit for tonight?
Yes.
Okay. So you go there. Odd or even?
What are you rolling?
Odd or even?
Dice.
I haven't even started making it yet because
I mean, you made a successful. And this is something else.
Oh, okay. Let's go odd.
Odd. Okay. All right. Store's quiet. Go ahead and make your roll to make your outfit.
Okay. That is a 26 out of my 58. So yes.
All right. I'll take you some time. Meanwhile, Glenn, what do you want to be doing? I could give you background. Oh yeah, by the way, here's how you start on your quest to get the angel. There, you do know of a group.
That's what I'll do.
Some would call it a cult. They're out of state. They're in Indiana. They have a giant cross made of metal on the side of the highway, and it's called the Eternal Church of Redemption and Inquisition. But
that doesn't sound ominous at all.
Yeah, and led by a Reverend Jim Fanger. Fang E.R. And the good Reverend is he is the man when it comes to angels. Of course, In the occult underground, there are no such things as angels. There are demons, which you all three understand to either be actual demons from hell or just the spirits of dead people who are really twisted and angry.
Who can say?
Yeah, who could say? They can possess people, and they always do bad things. But, yeah. So, you don't know of any that have... Yeah, but Fanger, the Reverend, has claimed to know about angels, to be able to summon them. Or maybe they're just demons that can... that say they're angels. Who can say? So, he would be the person to talk to. You're not... He as cult leaders go, he's not... He's more in the tax evasion side than the mass murder and other unspeakable crime side. But he does know a few things. He is a fail. Well, you don't know much else. You don't know if he's an adept, if he's an avatar, or if he's just a gutter mage. But he's certainly been around long enough that he's not a punk.
Okay.
You could do more research to figure out more about him from where you are.
I was going to say, as a former minister, could I know anything in advance about angels? That way I'm not going in blind?
Sure.
Well, you probably know at least several different names.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's all kinds of names.
Logistically speaking, though,
So many names.
That's a fail.
Okay. Well, it takes time. You're researching out. There's actually a lot of traditions. In fact,
Here are a few of them.
In fact,
Well, Bobby.
here. This is what you find.
Ah.
Just take a look at a page.
Sure.
Just pick a paragraph and just read a sentence to us.
There were texts attributed to the ancient authority Apollonius of Tyana or Balanus. According to Montolomo, Apollonius explained how the intelligences make use of natural potentialities and astral influences from
Now, does that book happen to have an index on it? See if you can find anything about Zadkiel. I think that if we're going to pick any of the archangels, it should be Zadkiel.
Whoa! Who said anything about an archangel?
Wow, you guys are going big.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, anyways, so that's what you find out. By the way, the book I got is Invoking Angels, Theurgic Ideas and Practices, 13th to 16th Centuries.
You might say I'm invested in this one.
Claire Fanger. So yeah, thank you, the Pennsylvania State University Press. Anyways, Bill. Nate Davenport. What about you? While he's making burglar suit and he's doing research on angels.
I mean, I appreciate the direction of crafting. I know he can do cool things with clothes, but I don't think looking like a burglar from the Keystone Cops movies is going to help with wireless security systems.
Actually, I would get that. Well, if he makes his Vestomancer check.
Okay, then.
Because it gives him the skills of that profession. So
It does indeed.
All right. In that case, I will internet research Reverend Jim Fanger.
okay.
Although if you wanted to go for the belt and suspenders approach, which, while it is a fashion faux pas, it is decidedly a useful way to go when it's coming to...
Whether or not your pants are going to fall down?
Or in this case, that will be caught with our pants down while we're trying to burgle.
It's okay. It's what I said. I'm doing it.
All right.
And actually, yeah, I'll just do knowledge for this, I guess.
Sure.
Okay. Versus 40. Nope, that's 53.
Okay.
Turns out his internet presence is relatively slim.
I mean, there's a website for the
1.0.
the Church of Eternal Damnation or Redemption and Inquisition. Sorry.
Wow,
Yeah.
40 and much?
Yep. So yeah, you do find some references to the church investing in Bitcoin, but that's kind of confusing. So you kind of ignore it. So yeah, this takes you a couple hours. David, choose odd or even.
Odd.
Okay. You get one customer shows up, and the customer, and so your sale is coming in with a tuxedo. That give me a Vestomancer roll.
Yes, 31.
All right, definitely has a charge on it, significant charge.
So, are we looking to trade in and trade up?
Well, yeah, I guess. So yeah, you can make the sale. So yeah, you can make your charge. He tells you that he doesn't need his wedding tux anymore.
I am so sorry to hear that.
No, I can't be held down by one woman. It's probably all the way. Have you heard about this?
Well, sir, you are in absolute luck.
Yeah.
Because I figure that if you're going to be stepping out, we can get you stepping out in style.
All right.
Now, let me see if I can show you this. Okay, look at this. This is shark skin.
All right, sold. You don't even have to say anything else. He is sold on that.
Does he think it's literally shark skin?
Probably.
Yeah.
Which I still find funny. We've got a vegan coworker who, when I was looking at possible sharkskin suits, thought that I was talking about a suit made out of an actual shark and said that it was, 1, inhumane, and 2, probably going to be extremely heavy. And I'm like, you don't know that that's the name of a fabric, do you? This is what it looks like. Sharks are nowhere near this shiny. Just say it.
All right, so you get a sale.
Don't tell him about the houndstooth sweater.
It will be. We've made the suit. It's later afternoon by this point. It'll be dark soon. So what do you want to do? You want to plan the burglary, or do you want to do more prep work?
Well, we're losing time. I figure that the best burglaring hour is probably going to be about 11-ish.
Okay.
And I would know that because I am, in fact, wearing the domino mask and holding the loot sack right now as we speak.
Are you activating it?
Not yet.
Okay. All right. That's. But everyone just assumes he's activated.
I'm just saying that because why not?
Fair enough. All right.
So
Would you care to do some kind of audio surveillance? Find out if the house is in fact empty?
I could do a thing like that,
Okay.
I think.
Did we get a pretty good look at the property on our way up, or was the path a straight
It's
road up?
Yeah, it's a rich person's neighborhood.
How big's the property?
Like I said, it's a big 2-story house. It's got a pretty wide lawn, but it's not like out on the farm. It's clearly in a neighborhood. There are
other houses nearby.
There are houses. There are very large bushes and hedges nearby to give some privacy. So
Good neighbors.
Yeah, I would say you'd have to make a check to figure out what the safest approach is. Some kind of
Okay.
You only saw the front side, so you could do it with a negative. Well, for you, it'd be a negative. Well, negative 20 because you're drunk. Probably secrecy. Yeah, negative 20 secrecy for you. Actually, or secrecy for you two as well.
Pure secrecy, huh?
I'll try it, and first I will cast Hold My. Oh, you got it.
Oh, I definitely got it. I rolled an odd 4 on my secrecy, which is 35, so I make.
The obviously the most direct path actually is through the front side. It's on a street, but it's on a corner. So you have a lot of avenues to escape, and there's more traffic. So you would be easier to get a car and drop people off, or have a car waiting to pick you up on the way out. And there are large bushes near the windows, so you could use those to try and jimmy open the windows. The other thing, though, is you think you saw a bit of the backyard, and there's a house facing it, but the backyards face each other. So if you could get in the backyard of the house behind it, you would be able to climb over that and get in there. So if you case the neighborhood more, you could get a better sense of it. But those seem to be the safest approaches. The front is the fastest. So the faster you are, the less time people can notice you. And the backyard is the most cover, but you'd have to go through another person's backyard.
This isn't exactly my line of business, but unfortunately, I got to be there to figure out which vessel is the right vessel.
I've got a way to help with that. Okay, so I've got this delivery driver uniform, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the vinyl press over there that we use for the business, and I am going to dummy up a sign real quick to slap on the side of the van, and a fake license plate. And you are going to be the Sushi A Go-Go delivery man.
Okay. That's not clothing. You don't know what other skills you have to make those kind of things.
I'm a businessman. Of course I know how to do some signage.
It's more of a graphic designer thing. I would allow it. Yeah. You get one shot. I mean, if you don't, it's going to be...
It may look ugly as I do.
Yeah.
I'm a content creator.
So you can do graphic design.
You can do that, yeah. Actually, yeah, but if you roll, this is what you're going with. So, regardless of quality.
And you could be any kind of food delivery driver that you want. It's entirely up to you, but I think that this neighborhood is a little bit classier for pizza.
21 out of 36.
Okay.
So what do you think? Sushi A Go-Go? Help me out here. What would be a good Japanese?
You could look up a real restaurant and use that.
Or, I don't know, La Petite Mort.
La Petite Mort. Yes.
Wow. All right. Still digging it deep, going with the irony.
I want to use the moment of truth to get a hunch of how good an idea this is.
All right. Go ahead and roll Dpsomancer.
Do I take my drunk penalty on Dpsomancer?
No.
That seems very counterintuitive.
I just want to make sure.
You get it on literally everything else.
That's a success. That's 12.
Let's see. What does that do?
I get a hunch, so I roll, and that's my next skill roll on whatever I do.
Okay. Yeah,
it doesn't have to be your next. You just get to hold it.
Yeah.
Until
so you get a 12 on your next on whatever thing you want. So that's how it works.
Yeah, it says roll 2 dice and use them for your next roll.
Yeah. So you could use that and immediately blow it on. No. Well, that's second edition. So it changed a little bit. So yeah, so you get to hold that 12, and you can use it whenever you want. So you could.
Use I hold that value, or I roll and take the next one.
No. You have a 12 for whatever skill check you want.
Okay.
So you could know, like, oh, I need to dodge now. Boop, I dodge.
Or, if it had been shitty, you could provoke a skill check that you didn't mind failing at.
Yeah. I try and do a kickflip for no reason. Oops, screwed that up. Shouldn't have done that. So if you want to blow it immediately to give yourself an idea, what identity do you want to roll? Because I don't know what would give you an idea. Like it gives you a hunch. You save.
I mean, I can just hold it.
Yeah. So just hold it.
Since you're working on it.
Yeah.
It says get a hunch. This sometimes is an actual vision, a fuzzy alcohol glazed image. Other times it's simply an irrational gut feeling. So up to you how clear that is, or if it's just the.
Instead of the hunch, you want the fuzzy feeling.
No, it says get a hunch, and this sometimes manifests as an actual vision.
Okay.
So maybe I get a vision, maybe
this
I don't.
isn't that kind of situation.
Okay.
It's not sort of a cosmic labyrintha thing. So
that's cool.
Even then, it'd have to be pretty vague, so you can fit it to whatever skill check you got.
One of you, Glenn needs to get in the house. You have your delivery van made up to look like a restaurant. You're going late at night.
So we've got a burglar. We have a guy who actually needs to be there, and also, by the way, gets his sauce from being sauced. So I am, by default, the getaway driver.
All right. So we solved that.
Now my options open up once I get a significant charge. So if I get in there and we need to make a getaway, I might have some tricks for that. If I can get my hand on the car.
All right. So, Cici, do you want to pop your burglar's outfit yet? Or do you want to...
Yes, I do, because it's going to need... It gives me 1 hour.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to pop it now.
All right. It's not a far drive away. So you pop it now. Go and give me a Vestomancer.
That is a fail.
Okay. Can you flip it?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, you can flip. Remember, you can flip your Vestomancer for free. So
Yep. So it's an 80, which turns into an odd 8, which is less than my 58.
there you go. So you succeed, burn the charge, and that basically means you can use your Vestomancer for burglary stuff now, right?
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and give me another Vestomancer check.
Let's see if we can break into this place. That is a 36.
Okay.
So we're going to make sure that we disarm the alarm.
Well, here's the thing. You know how to. The first thing is approaching, and actually going because you don't know what any of the back houses are. You don't want to go in any houses that have people in them, and so you want to go through the front because that's the only side that you know no one's going to be watching from the front because nobody's home. On the houses on the side and the sides behind it, you don't know, and that's a huge risk. So you want to avoid that as a burglar.
Yes.
For the motion sensors, you get a piece of styrofoam in front of it, and that'll just block it. So you don't have to make a check for that.
Yeah. And the window I'm going in is going to be the one in the shadow of the van.
Yeah. You don't know how to pick locks, actually, because burglars actually don't pick locks. They just break things. Because who gives a shit about the quality of the house when you can just go through doors or windows?
Ross read a book, ladies and gentlemen.
I did. Bill, you son of a... You and your accuracy.
Oh, and the lovely thing about window locks is that they can be forced quite easily.
They can be forced to be quite open.
It's just one tiny screw holding the lock on. So
Yep.
all you have to do is just put a little bit of oomph behind it and pop that window.
All right, so the two of you, the delivery van stops. You two jump out. It's late at night. And all three of you give me notice checks. Obviously, again, -20. -10 for you two because it's dark.
And I still make.
Okay.
It is, let's see, my notice is a 35 with the minus, and I rolled a 34.
Nicely done.
What about you?
I'm gonna cast hold my liquor first, so I don't. If I pass, I don't take my drunk penalty on the check. I'll flip it.
Okay, well that succeeds.
That will succeed if I flip it
And is this that you're removing the penalty only for that one roll?
for that action.
Okay.
Yes. So
all
now
right.
I make the actual test. That's still a fail.
All right. You could have used your hunch on that, but you still have that hunch. So you see there are lights. There's a car coming down the street, so you'll either need to run or to dive for cover. So that will probably either be in order to get to the house in time. So that will be I would say a fitness check or a secrecy check. Yeah.
Let's go for fitness, and
For you two. So you two as well, Glenn.
I will use my
Hunch.
hunch on this one.
All right. You get a bad feeling.
ooh, 54 out of 55.
Okay. So you get to cover. The car drives by.
I dive in the bushes.
You actually get a little hunch. You realize that that's not just a car. It's an unmarked car. And it's very unmarked and should not be noticed. So, yeah, no, there's totally a detective casing watching this house. But you're just a delivery man, and he doesn't suspect anything yet. So, good job. So, yeah.
Cici.
What?
They got a van tracking the house.
It was a
They
couple.
got people on the outside watching.
Okay, so we should probably either move really, really fast, or do you think we should abort? Your call.
No, we're doing this. We came this far. We're doing this.
Okay, then.
Sunk cost fallacy.
All right, give me a burglary check to open the window without causing too much of a fuss.
Crowbar. Kapop. 50 out of 58.
Okay, so you open the window up, and you don't damage it enough, so you can put it back down. So you won't. They'll see the window still there, so that's good. There's
And by
no
the way,
holes.
the burglar's outfit does include gloves.
I would assume you'd both have gloves on.
Even though we would assume we should still make sure to declare it now so that we're not leaving all of those pesky fingerprints behind.
All right, it's a big house. There's a lot of rooms, and it's dark. I assume for free you guys will have flashlights. And you can look around in there, but obviously the more light you flash around, the more likely someone could notice something in there. So I would say by default, you can go at a -10 to notice things. With just shining the flashlight minimally, like clicking it on and off and that kind of thing as you're stumbling around an unfamiliar house. That's all the lights are off. Or you could make it up to a +20 if you want to turn lights on in the house.
No.
Or you could leave it entirely off, which gives you a -20.
Dial Glenn real quick.
Yeah.
Or, dial Nate real quick.
Okay. Actually, you don't want to, for burglars, you don't want to have your phones on. So you can, but GPS tracking is a thing for phones.
Okay.
Also, cell phone tower pinging. So, they can find out what phone numbers are in this area once they realize the house has been burglared.
Very, very good point, and I would know that as a successful burglar.
I know. That's what I'm telling you for free. So you still want to turn the phone
on. Shortwave? Walkie-talkie?
That would require a roll.
Okay. What is the equivalent of preparedness for this game?
For this case, I would say your burglars actually do that.
Yes.
Okay. So you have walkie-talkies. They do make a bit of noise. That kind of thing.
Nate?
Yeah.
Might want to be on the move. There was that car that just drove past, and Glenn is fairly certain that is an undercover police officer.
Lovely. Okay.
And I'm going to go to work.
All right. What are you gonna? So, what penalty are you going? +20 to -20. -10 is the default.
-10.
That's safe.
Yeah.
You'd be totally paranoid with -20. So -30 for you because you're drunk.
Yes. And just notice.
So you can find things to point out to him.
Yes.
So you could also
that's going to be my notice.
So -10 on notice.
None of my traits apply to this, so that's a fail.
Yeah.
Okay, but my noble does apply because my noble is preserving history.
Okay.
So I can flip with that just this once.
All right. All right. So you find it. You find a locked glass cabinet or a little display case, and inside there is a photo of some people. They're sitting down, looks like a restaurant, and they're looking out the window. And in the background, looks like they're high up, like in a tall building, and they're looking out onto the desert. And in the distance, in the very far distance, right on the horizon, there's a mushroom cloud. And in front of it are some champagne glasses, and it says New Year's 1955 or 1952. Yeah, probably. I'm not going to look that up to find out that's exact. I mean, they did watch nuclear detonations from Las Vegas, but I don't know how close. Anyways, that was a thing. So there's a champagne glass that's historically significant. It's
slightly radioactive.
Not from that distance, but it's a champagne glass.
Yeah, champagne flutes are notoriously fragile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So do we
keep looking?
We can keep looking.
We can come back to that. I will try Moment of Truth to see if I can get a vision of where the other vessel is in this house.
What does Moment of Truth do?
Get a hunch, that is, roll 2 dice and use them for your next roll. Mm-hmm. This sometimes is an actual vision, a fuzzy alcohol glazed image.
Is this the same one you just used? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Other times it's simply an irrational gut feeling.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead and, make your Dpsomancer roll.
10.
Okay, all right.
Solid.
So you get that. And let's see here. Yeah, spend your charge. And you blow that for a vision.
Yes.
There is you see there is a tin cup. And you know it's in a... you see a picture of Bob Douglas looking at this cup, looking at a number scratched on it, 1862, and he's putting it in a steamer trunk. But you can't tell what room it's in.
Okay. There's a tin cup engraved with 1862 in a steamer trunk. I'm guessing either attic or maybe his room.
Okay. I'll take the attic. You take his room. Or wait, no. I'll take his room. You take the attic.
Yeah.
So, just to say, I'm going to have started up, but just sort of slow roll around the neighborhood.
All right.
Random walk.
Yeah.
Sort of way. Like.
All right. Give me a secrecy check. How good are you at driving casual? Is that a crit failure?
No.
Okay.
It's a high failure, but it's just a failure.
You get a little far. So.
Okay.
Yeah. You get a little lost and you have to stop and GPS yourself back to the.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's not a crit failure. You haven't done anything else to really merit that. But yeah, you get out of the neighborhood. So if they need a rescue, you're not going to be close.
Okay.
So you are going to where? The bedroom?
I'm going to the bedroom.
Bedroom, okay. And you're going to the attic?
Yes.
Okay. So it takes you some time to creep up there. You get to the bedroom. There's actually multiple bedrooms. So they all look kind of similar. So there's give me a notice check to figure out which one is which is the guest bedroom, which is his wife's bedroom, they slept in separate rooms because they were that kind of couple.
I am not going to notice it.
All right. Well, it's going to take you some time.
It is going to take me some time.
All right. So you're going around. You find it's the kind of attic with a little thing you pull down, and there's a ladder, and you have to creep up there.
You mean it's not one that has an actual set of stairs that leads all the way up?
No, it's got the ladder. So it's a creepy attic. Super creepy, super dark, and something smells really bad in here.
Since I'm in the attic, I'm guessing there are no windows.
There are windows in the far end of the attic. Like they have, that's how you knew there's an attic from the outside. You did see a window at the top, but you can use your flashlight more freely.
I will. Yeah, I'll have to risk it because I can't see Jack Monkey squat in here.
Yeah. So, but yeah, something smells really bad in here.
Okay, like what kind of bad? Can I tell?
Like death and decay bad.
Okay. Well then, I will shine the flashlight around and try to find a steamer trunk.
Okay. Give me a notice check. You can
minus
just 20 for your drunk.
Okay. That's bad.
Okay. As you creep forward, you hear a whisper. Help me. And you turn and you look and you see a desiccated corpse or skeletal. There's bits of flesh on it with a noose around its neck. And its eyes have daggers in them. Or eye sockets, really. And give me, let's say, violence 5? Actually, let's double check.
Are you sure that's not unnatural?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's pretty unnatural.
I would say that one kind of falls into the gray area between the two.
Yes, unnatural violence.
What do you have more hard notchins? And what?
I have 4 in unnatural, 2 in violence.
All right. Let's see here. I would give. Yeah, I would say. You said unnatural 4.
Yes.
Okay. From conversation. I would say this is unnatural. Right now, it's unnatural 4, so you don't have to do it yet. But if it does anything else, yeah.
Okay, so it's just hanging from the attic rafters?
It's actually up against the wall. The noose is tied to like the beams, but the noose is broken. Like it was hung, but it fell down. It's a big attic, and it actually seems a lot bigger than you would think from the outside. And it's just kind of there.
Okay, any other corpses in here that I can see?
Not that you can see. Just
all
the
right.
one that you're
all
pretty
right.
sure whispered to you.
All right. You stay there. And I'm going to keep looking for that trunk.
All right. Something wraps around your throat.
Okay.
That's
right.
violence 5.
Yeah. All right, then. Violence. Defend with fitness. -10.
It asked for help, and you didn't help it. Anyways, did you fail?
That's a failure.
All right, failed notch. Fight, flight, or you probably don't want to freeze. Are you going to try and escape the room, or are you going to try and rip it off? That would be fun.
Fight.
Okay. So you're not making as much noise because you're just. So give me. You can use fitness to do this, or what do you want to? Struggle would be good. Struggle would be perfect.
Struggle. Yeah, that sounds right. Actually, they're both the same at this point. So, que sera, sera.
Give me a notice check for yourself. This has no penalty.
Oh wait, struggle goes the other way. So yeah, that's terrible.
50. So yes. Hey, I think I might have found his bedroom.
Oh no, that's not what that was for. That was to hear that there's a lot of stepping and sounds, creaking wood coming from above you. Oh. Anyways, did you?
My struggle was a 12, so that's a success.
All right, so you pull it off. The noose that was around its neck was it rips to shreds.
What was behind me?
Nothing. Yeah. So you just get out. The voice whispers or sort of shouts in your head.
Scream whispers.
Yeah. So what are you gonna do?
I'm running upstairs.
All right, you're running upstairs. You hear footsteps coming from below.
Who are you?
Are you gonna try? You're gonna have to make some sort of roll to get something. You can try and coerce it. Let's see here. You could. I'm gonna do that.
I'm not here to hurt you. You spooked me is all.
Okay. We'll connect.
$28.
Drunk penalty, so 36. That's still a success.
Still a success. Nice. So you, it says, help me. Can't rest. You get up there. You see the corpse. What's your violence and unnatural at?
High enough. 4 and 5.
Okay, yeah.
Glenn, I heard a noise.
By the way, your walkie-talkie crackles on, and you just hear it go, just some sort of was, help me. And then choking sounds, and then, get out!
Glenn? Everything copacetic out there?
Yeah, I think so. Give me a minute.
Okay.
Tell me what happened. And I'll try to help.
Rest. That's what it says. You two can give me...
It just needs a melatonin.
You can give me secrecy checks.
I will approach it.
Very yes. That is a 19 out of 40.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no. 19 out of 35.
Okay.
39 over 30.
Okay. You get it. Glenn, you can explain it to Nate, and Nate, you can give me a secrecy check too.
Oh, you poor dear. You were one of his victims too. You were the wife, aren't you? Or were you the mistress?
Okay. It was not. It was a business partner. But yeah, it was one of his victims. Remember, he's been killing people to keep his power. And he probably had to do he had to probably lock someone in as a spirit to be tormented eternally to juice some of his stuff.
Like you do. So what we really need to do is free this poor soul.
You sure do.
And to do that, we have to figure out how the spell was worked in the first place.
If it's any consolation, your old partner is dead, and we're trying to screw him over even further.
Free me.
I will reach out and try to touch. Is it a physical corpse?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it looks like it.
Okay.
Tell me about these daggers in the eyes.
Yeah. Are you asking the corpse?
No, I'm asking you,
okay.
the DM.
Yeah.
Please tell me about these daggers. Do they look special in any way?
They do.
Or are they just normal eye daggers?
Yeah.
I mean, there's eye daggers and then there's eye daggers.
I mean,
are
they're
these
not like-
ceremonial eye daggers or are they just butter knives repurposed from the kitchen?
No, they're definitely like.
Or are they the new eye daggers
Their
from
blades
Apple?
are very thin, almost like a rapier, but very short. Weird kind of handle and guard. So yeah.
Is this thing doing a Sethrak impression?
No.
Okay, I am trying to bring the corpse down.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait.
When you touch them, your hand suddenly just gets frigidly cold, and you pull your finger back, and it looks like you have frostbite.
Well, it's a damn good thing I'm wearing gloves.
No, it's through the gloves.
Huh.
Yeah, you'll have to. This corpse can't be dealt with here. Like you have, if you want to, angry ghost, angry spirit. As a pastor that the kind of thing that you would have to do is put this corpse to rest. Preferably in some burial ground, or perform some sort of rite over it. But you can't do it here, so you have to promise to take it with you.
Which we will, because
Yes,
if
I
we
will
do this
do
the
that.
right way,
Yep.
we are going to have a steamer trunk.
Okay, yeah.
My nobility is compassion. I'm not going to leave him here.
Okay.
And Mr. Angry Ghost, we're going to make you a less angry ghost. We're going to give you your freedom. We're going to set your soul free.
Swear.
I do swear on my soul as a tailor.
All right.
And the one thing...
You feel
Both
a weight. You feel something tighten briefly around your neck.
But in doing so, I am also going to purge those clothes that you're wearing and put you in a proper suit for burial.
I think we're past that.
No, we are not.
Does the corpse shrug?
The corpse, you know that's kind of like disarming a mind, trying to harvest the clothes from that without. There's complicated mojo on that. You can, but there's a risk you could fuck things up for this ghost.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But still worth it, because do you know how much I can get off of an entire suit worn by a man who is killed by violent magic?
just one charge, but yeah, it's a significant charge. Yeah.
Well, not as significant, but it's still a major charge.
I
mean, it is a significant, yeah.
Major charge would be inventing the bikini. But yeah. So you find that, you agree to that, and then you just hear the groan of hinges, and you look over in the corner, and you see there's an open steamer trunk.
I run over.
All right. There is a tin cup. You pick it up, and, what's the Civil War battle you know of? One that was bloody.
Antietam?
Oh, I'm trying to think, what was the one that Bragg was at where there were so many freaking people killed?
What's the one near here? There's a battlefield like
you mean
south
Wilson's
of town,
Creek?
isn't there?
There's Wilson's Creek. Yeah.
Yeah, Wilson's Creek.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you suddenly have a
I
flashback.
mean,
Yeah, no.
from a numbers perspective, it was pretty minor. Go big or go home. Gettysburg.
That's the obvious choice.
Yeah, that is the obvious choice. It's your choice, Glid.
I don't know. I don't know jack about history.
Well, you do know that this was the cup of of an officer who died at the battle, but the night before he bet his soul on a game of dice, and used this cup to cheat, to roll. You're not sure.
I was trying to think of Bull Run.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to think of.
So, it's actually not tin. It's got, you can tell that the cup actually has a hidden compartment in it, where there's a magnet. So you could, mess with dies that have been loaded with magnets. It's a very complicated and unique thing. You've never heard of such a thing before. In the right hands, this could be worth a fortune, but it's definitely...
But it's worth more to me.
It's worth more to you, because you can drink out of it.
That is historical.
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here.
Yeah, it's a way to cheat.
Do let's. And what was your name again, good sir?
You don't think it remembers anymore. It's just been living in here for decades in pain.
Okay. So to get you out, do you mind if we put you in that trunk?
It's gonna be heavy.
Yeah, you can. You can take
Well, it's
everything
either
out.
that or we weekend at Bernie's his way out.
Yeah.
I mean, whichever is lighter, whichever is easier to get
The
away
skeleton is lighter by itself.
Okay. Well, let's bridal carry him down.
Yeah, you bridal carry it down. It's
And he comes with his own drawstring.
his sinews are all holding up. It's rather solid. And
Well, we are going to make a stop off by the master bedroom.
okay.
That works.
You're getting some a sheet, I guess, to wrap it up in? Or what were you trying to do?
Well, a man that was this rich is definitely going to have an overcoat of some sort.
Yeah, okay, yeah, sure. You get an overcoat, no charge.
And I'm just going to take a moment to find the right one.
Okay.
This one feels like it might be right. Mm-hmm. Vestomancer?
No charges.
Damn it. It'll still work.
You want to find you want to find if you're hunting for charges, it'll take you more time. But yeah. Anyways, give me another notice check.
Yeah. See if I've made it back around.
Yep.
Got some real good range on those walkie-talkies, though.
Well, you're lost, but
fine.
yeah.
31 out of 40. Yep.
All right.
I car.
You do car, and you don't get pulled over by the cops because it's late.
I car so good.
You car so good.
So I'm going to hold up my friend here, and I am also going to take that lovely fedora and put that over the head, too.
Okay.
Because dagger eyes need a little bit of hiding with a hat, and I don't think a ball cap is going to do it.
All right. So the two of you. So one person can get back to the van if one person makes one skill check. Either the driver makes a good notice check to figure out exactly when to go, or one of you two makes a notice check or a secrecy check to figure out when to go. So, but one person makes it because one person's going to be calling the timing on this.
Okay.
So who wants to make?
Anybody beat a 40?
I've got a 45.
That's better.
This is not a burglary check, but yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
If it was burglary, it would be
With my new
58.
with my new vessel, I can take a drink. It'll up my drunk penalty, but I can gain a significant charge and spend it to use my Dpsomancy skill in place of anything once.
Okay.
What is your Dpsomancy?
51.
More importantly, it's just good game design that if we've just acquired a new skill, we
I wanna
have to
test
use
this
it
out.
to exit the area.
Yeah, it is. All right.
Indeed.
Your hip flask? What's your hip flask filled with? Scotch, bourbon, cheap whiskey.
Cheap whiskey,
Cheap
yeah.
whiskey. Okay. You're pouring some rot gut. Take a shot of it. It burns more than it should. It doesn't. Yeah. Yeah. You definitely can never clean this cup. Yeah. But yeah. Go ahead and roll that Dpsomancy.
I think we're going to need the high proof stuff.
44.
That's a crit success.
Very nice.
You get out without anyone noticing.
In fact, the van doesn't even stop. It's just slowly driving past me.
Yep.
Why is the musical cue from Minnie the Moocher playing as they walk out?
All right. So you have your tin cup. The cheater's cup.
Right this way.
No, you get one charge per day from that, I believe. I think that's what it says.
Come on, damn.
You can't just.
I don't think it doesn't specify from what I read, but being able to just knock back sig charges does sound extreme.
Yeah, we'll just say one charge per day. If you get another cup, that's 2 charges a day.
Sure.
How are you going to bury this corpse? This ghost? Yeah. The van drops like 20 degrees as soon as it gets in there. It's cold. And there's a corpse there. What's your unnatural and violence at?
My unnatural is at 4. My violence is at 2.
He's fine. He hates Douglas too.
Yeah, I'll let it go. You probably if it doesn't.
Keep your eyes on the road, Nate. Keep your eyes on the road. Okay, so I'm just going to loosen your collar a little bit, and I check to see, do you have any kind of religious symbol around it? Does he?
Nope.
All right. So were you a Christian ghost or a Jewish ghost?
It doesn't answer.
Okay.
You just get
I mean, okay, it's night. If we can be okay with, having this thing around through the night, we could go find out tomorrow which one of his business partners mysteriously disappeared and figure out who this was. Might be helpful.
Do we know a cemetery with consecrated ground?
Technically, well, pretty much every cemetery would. Like, any properly run cemetery would be consecrated.
And they don't exactly have gravekeepers keeping watch in the middle of the night because...
Not these days.
Not lately. I mean, so what do you think? Should we find the appropriate mausoleum? Do you want a mausoleum or do you want a grave? Do you want to sleep under the earth or over it?
At this point, I'm willing to bet he just wants to take a dirt nap.
Yeah. You don't know what it is. It is maybe not all. It's obviously not all there. It's been up in there in the attic for decades.
How would you know if a corpse was all there?
Well, it's a ghost. It's a ghost bound to a corpse. So
I don't have any magic that can let me commune with the ghost, but I'm thinking if we just find him a decent plot in the cemetery, give him the proper rites.
Actually, Bill, do you have any significant charges?
Do I have one?
You could. I will say one of your Phonomancer things could be EVP, Interview with the Dead.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Roll Phonomancer.
Cool.
But first, we're going to pull over for a moment and I'm going to rip those signage off.
This is later. This is not whilst driving.
Yeah.
I will flip that to an odd 8.
All right. So you succeed. You can have an extended conversation with it, and it will be intelligible. So,
okay.
He on the recorder. You ask it questions, and then you have to play it back, and then it will answer you. So it says, "My name is Murphy Donnelly. I was a business partner to Bob Douglas before he." Cheated me, embezzled money, framed me for the embezzlement, faked me fleeing the country, and murdered me in his house.
Is there any evidence of what he did to you?
In his office. Yeah, he keeps records.
His home office or his work office?
He doesn't have a home office. He wouldn't... He only used his house he used to keep himself alive off my torment, but he knew that I could mess with numbers, so he kept all the numbers out of there, all the business numbers.
So, when you're saying you can mess with numbers, I mean, we're, don't get me wrong, we're going to put you to rest regardless, but...
How big of a middle finger do you want to give to Douglas on your way out?
I want to rest. I don't care.
All right. Just wanted to throw it out there.
Where do you want to rest? Do you have a family plot?
Well, with a name like Murphy Donnelly, I would guess that he's Irish Catholic.
Yeah, I was raised that way. It doesn't matter. I just want peace. Right. There was the place I liked the most was this place back in across the border in Missouri. It was a castle. It was kind of ridiculous, the story behind it. Ha Ha Tonka, you ever hear of that?
Good job, Ross.
Yeah. Rich guy bought a castle in Scotland and brought it over to America. And then it mostly burned down. But there's some of it left. It's up on a cliff. It looks nice. The state looks after it.
Why don't we take you there?
Yeah.
Out of character, how far away is that?
Quite a ways. It's about 90 minutes away from here.
So, 5-6 hours probably from here.
You can pull that off maybe while we're doing research on the angel.
Or, I mean, we could go right now and not have this corpse.
Yeah.
We take turns sleeping.
Yeah.
Well, we could definitely do that.
Yeah.
And
road trip.
Road trip, indeed.
All right.
And since we're in,
I've never been to a Scottish castle.
Well, there's. Yeah.
I mean, I guess only 2 of us can drive, actually. But
so, Mr. Donnelly,
I can drive.
Mm-hmm. I do have to ask you one minor question.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a 46 long? I would guess.
Yes.
Oh, good. Glenn, would you reach back over there in the number 4 garment bag and grab me the 46 long suit out of that one?
You got it.
All right.
Houndstooth or seersucker?
Seersucker. All right. Yeah, you get the charge from it. So you ask nicely.
I'm going to make sure that we put you in the suit that you want to be for the rest of time, because it'll make you comfortable.
Okay.
You've earned it.
Yeah.
And one quick question. How do we pull these daggers out of your eyes so that you'll be able to see?
When I'm buried, they'll melt away.
Fair enough.
It's part of the curse. I can only be laid to rest when I am put at peace.
Well, then we are going to make you as peaceful as we possibly can.
All right. So,
do you want to ride shotgun?
Yes, he does.
All right, so we're going to get you changed. You get to keep the fedora. I mean, it is so dashing on you, and then we'll just put you right here.
Okay.
God, I hope a trucker passes us.
I'm really beginning to picture this as the skeleton from when Craig. No, not Craig Kilborn. The other guy was doing the Late Show.
Craig Ferguson.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So Murphy, just one thing, if you don't mind. Are there any final words you'd like to pass on for posterity?
Yeah, if you're saying, tell my granddaughter the account number, and then he reads off a string of numbers.
All right.
So yeah.
Okay. I guess recording the final words of a not only dying but actually dead for many years man. Wouldn't you get me anything?
No, you have to spend a charge to get it. You can't get charges from things that you spent charges to get in the first. Yeah, they can't be because if you saw
close the economy.
Yeah.
And speaking of the economy, since you do know the numbers, you wouldn't happen to have one.
See, you essentially traded your charge for him, so because he got the charge for him. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Okay.
Oh, and speaking of that horrible man's accounts, Douglas, you wouldn't happen to have one of his not-so-good accounts that you would be willing to give up for us, would you? We're going to make sure that not only do we really, really spoke his wheel, but we're going to use it for something really awesome. Because, since we're still talking for a few minutes while we're driving, we're on a treasure hunt. We're actually going after a pirate treasure. And by financing that, you could have a nice, long-lasting legacy. We happen to have a partner slot open. A silent partner slot. Sure.
Roll connect.
Let's see. Yes! 33 out of 40.
Shit. All right. Well.
Nate, you got a spare smartphone?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna give myself a crash course in Catholic last rites.
All right.
So he says, "All right, if you're so eager for a deal, we can do something. When I can give you another account number, one of Douglas's account numbers that whispered in his sleep, one that would have a lot of money in it. But in exchange, you can put me in Ha Ha Tonka, but don't read any last rites. Just put me there, because I want you to find me a new body."
Okay. Now, when you say a new body, you mean we're going to put you to rest temporarily, but eventually we're going to find, say, some hobo, so that you can possess the hobo.
Yes.
Oh. Hey, I've got an idea.
Yeah.
Again, in the grand RPPR tradition of dicking over people who were ever so slightly mean to us. Did you know Mr. Page?
Yes. A little shit. Yeah.
What if there was a body you particularly wanted, not so much because it was an incredible body or anything, but just because while you were having it, it meant someone else wouldn't be having it. It wouldn't happen to be him, would it?
Yeah.
Well, now,
Out of character, by the way, if you agree to this is going to be horrendous, like cold-blooded murder, ritual murder. You're all going to take some fucking hits. And what are your nobles again?
Compassion?
Yeah, that's
preserving history.
well,
Preserving the memory.
preserving the memory. Yeah. So, but it's still murder through occult means. So, yeah, you can do it to someone that, but like sticking the soul of a ghost into a living person murders that person, or murders that person's soul because you're essentially exchanging things. So you could do it, but it's a major mojo.
I think this person's been through quite enough as it is.
But if you're offering him a second chance, if you're willing to do some dark shit, like Murphy Donnelly was not a good person. He was in business with Bob Douglas. So he is willing to make you a deal. But you're going to have to figure out a way to do it because he doesn't know how to. And as collateral, he's going to keep that noose around your neck. And if you don't fulfill it within a year and a day, you will die.
Well, I'm not sure we can pull that off because I have no idea how to make it happen.
Well, that if you want the money, then you want then that's the offer I'm giving. I'm beginning to see the old Murphy Donnelly starting to come back. The cold, calculating businessman that he was before he was ritually murdered himself.
I think we just part ways amicably.
I'm kind of leaning that way too.
We've done our good deed for the day.
Yeah, I just thought about, assassinating somebody through magic.
Well, who hasn't? I mean, what is the point of having
magic if you don't actually...
Also, but you do owe me that account number, and don't use it yourself to my granddaughter.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Or
Absolutely.
I will
That's
curse
your
you.
thing.
You will be hella cursed. I cannot be put at peace until that final bit of business is done.
And I will know when you are resting comfortably when this goes away.
Yes, when you tell the granddaughter. So you got a year and a day for that too.
Well, that's going to happen probably tomorrow morning.
Great.
Who wants White Castle?
Anyways, so you get to Ha Ha Tonka just as the park opens. Because it is a state park now. And if you can Google it yourself, there's some scenic ruins.
Been there many times.
Yep. It's overlooking a cliff over a lake. It looks very nice.
There's a natural bridge not far away.
There's an actual bridge. So there are a couple of people about. So someone would probably either make a distraction, or somebody with secrecy can figure out where you can hide a body with, or put a body to.
I am a content creator. Of course, I can distract people at a state park.
Yep, get interviews.
I'm a Vestomancer. Of course, I can hide a skeleton in an overcoat and a fedora.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Way more cooperative than the raccoons.
I'm an outdoorsman. Of course, I can find a way into and out of a state park.
Okay.
14 out of 36 to create a distraction.
Okay.
Actually, I should have said that I'm a style magnet. Of course I can, because I can't... of course I can off of my School of Magic.
Yep.
But 31 out of 38 for that.
Okay. So you realize the first thing you should leave the body hidden in the car, go dig a hole, and then come back. That's the body disposal mistake number one. Digging the hole while you have the body. Like, dig the hole first, then bring the body to it. So you're gonna have to dig a deep hole somewhere, or find
if you dig it, the body will come.
Yeah, that tracks. Or
that would be convenient.
Or you could tie rocks to this poor skeleton and sink it into the water. That would be a lot quicker.
Mm.
But that's kind of more of a mafia, not really laid to rest.
Not quite what we agreed to.
Be in the castle.
Yeah. So you need to dig a hole in the castle. So
he said he wanted to be in the castle if we were going to do the body swap.
He said, there's an overlook on the cliff. So
the overlook on the cliff sounds like a good place.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So in order to dig that's going to take some physical labor, some time.
Do we have any tools?
Of course we do.
I would say you could have stopped and gotten a shovel on the way. Like that. I'm not going to begrudge you a shovel. Or multiple shovels if you want to take things. But the main thing is...
Well, there's a foldable trench tool in the toolkit in the back. I usually wear it when I put on my soldier uniform.
The question is, how are you going to dig a hole before the park rangers? That's not a thing they're cool with, is digging big holes.
Weird.
Yeah, they don't like people doing that. So you're going to either have to distract them or convince them that it's okay.
I don't think we're going to convince them it's okay.
Well, you could use...
Unless we're surveyors. Do you have a surveyor's uniform?
No, but I think I might have a park ranger's outfit. I'm not sure if it's the right state, though.
Well, you could... Phonomancer, I forgot, what were some of your minor things that we had established?
I haven't named any of these, but alter minor perception, emotional reaction, a blast, a compulsion, a hunch, an inform, and a stress check.
Yeah, emotional things. You could go to the park ranger on station and just make them trust you, regardless.
Yeah. Or, actually, I could put a minor compulsion on them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, has it gotten to get a little bit later in the day? Are there, like, starting to be a few more people around the
You can
park
wait that
generally?
long, sure. Yeah, I mean, if you want to. I assumed you got there right as it opened, but you could
probably
wait.
Be the better move.
The body smells, but it's kind of a cold. It's rotted. It's been there for decades, so it's just bad, but it's not getting worse because of it's not rotting more or anything. So yeah.
The White Castles got cold almost immediately upon getting into the van.
This thing.
I know.
Sorry, just saying. Yeah, actually, I'll just continue on the same tack, but I will go ahead and push the charge into, saying I really want to get an interview with, park rangers at Ha Ha Tonka Castle.
Okay, so you're just going to distract them the entire time.
Yeah.
Because there'll be hours. But yeah, you can do an extended interview.
Okay.
Tell me of your life. Yeah, go and give me a roll.
Phonomancer for emotional connection, and that's an odd 8.
All right. So that works.
Okay, so one of us gets to dig and one of us gets to distract tourists. Should we do shifts on that?
Yeah, you don't really... Yeah. You don't have to distract tourists. The tourists don't have any authority. But, I mean, it would raise less questions. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, you can't hide it. Like, they're going to see it regardless. Because you're digging a hole inside of them. Like, they're going to hear it, if nothing else. You'd have to... The only way to get the tourists from not noticing it is not get them there at all. So, while he was distracting park rangers, you just said everyone had to leave the park, that would be one way. That would be the only way of doing it. Is the only way I could see it. But you just dig a hole and just hope that the tourists don't care.
We can put a sign up a little bit further back that says, "Caution, natural gas testing."
Sure.
Along the lines of, we think that there was a natural gas pocket. We're making sure that it's safe. And because it's real natural gas and not the gas that people have in their house, it doesn't actually have a smell, so we have to dig for it, put the canary around it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'll just wave this bird cage.
Sure.
Looks scientific. And then we'll dig a hole.
All right, so you start digging the hole. Eventually a guy comes and says, "Hey, you got a natural gas problem?"
No, we're just checking for one, but that's all right. We've got this.
Huh, I didn't think there was any out here. I study this kind of stuff for, that's my master's degree, studying natural gas and all kinds of things.
Oh, really? Well, why don't you tell me about that? And we're going to move away from this spot where the nice gentleman is digging.
Okay. All right, give me a connect roll. Or a lie roll, actually.
Connect works great.
Okay. All right.
So I've got an 18 out of 40. So tell me all about your thesis. I really want to hear it. Every single word.
All right. So you're left digging. You don't have to roll because it's digging a hole.
Yeah.
But it fucking sucks, and you have and your head is just pounding because you're drinking and you're pretty dehydrated for the drinking. So hours pass, and you finally dig a deep hole, and now it'll be a lot quicker to fill it up. So now you just have to get the body there. So I assume you're the one getting it, Glenn.
Yes.
So, Lenny, thank you so much for telling me all about that. This is wonderful. And, look, if you would look at the time. I think that the snack bar is probably going to be closed soon. You probably want to get something to eat, don't you?
There. Well, there's in this version. In the Unknown Armies universe, there's a snack bar.
Oh, come on. If they put a Der Wiener Schnitzel at Machu Picchu, of course there's a snack bar.
You'd be surprised. It's relatively rustic.
Yeah.
Huh, okay.
There's not a Der Wiener Schnitzel at Machu Picchu. Not on the park itself. But there is another town below it. But anyways, so you...
Way to pick a foreign natural wonder that Ross has been to.
Speaking with you, anyway, so
I'm Ross Drayton, world traveler.
So, Glenn, you fetch the body of Murphy.
I hoof it back to the van.
Yeah, yeah. You pick it up. Is it? Will I be at peace?
It's ready.
It's ready. Actually, yeah, so he's got him talkative now. You remember, when you first got him, he just whispered. But after the EVP interview, you kind of woke up a little. I'm just thinking, maybe I could have a body. It would be better. I could have millions, tens of millions of dollars, maybe more. And power, too. People owe Bob favors. People owe Mr. Page favors.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah. Don't you want power? You could do a lot of good with that power.
I want power, and I've seen what Dougie Boy is willing to do to pull it off, and...
You'd steal from a dead man, but you won't go all the way.
A dead man who murdered people, you included. Come on, you want this as much as anybody.
But now that I'm thinking about it, being alive is so much better.
It has its good days, has its bad days. You don't even know what being in the afterlife is like. Come on. Live a little. Or don't.
Yeah. So, anyways, give me a self. What's your self at?
2 dots.
2 dots. This is a 4.
All
so
right.
go and give me a...
Self-defend with notice.
Yep.
That's a fail, even if I could flip it.
Okay. Well, yeah. You're kind of numb to it. As you're tempted by power. You're like, yeah, you're just gonna live this shitty life. You're gonna die of liver cirrhosis, and no one's gonna know who you are. And just, yeah, you're just kind of having an existential crisis at this point. So you show up. And Glenn is kind of having a crisis. Or you see he's not doing too well, kind of struggling, just sitting in the car, not grabbing the body.
Open the back.
Yeah.
Pick up Murphy. Come on, let's go. We're just going to put you in your nice little hole. This way you'll be able to rest.
The wealth and the protection you're going to... I can see where you're going, and it's not going to succeed. So he's going to do the same thing. So go ahead and roll against self 4.
That is a 22 out of my 40 on notice.
All right.
Crit success.
All right, give yourself a hard notch in self.
You know, you say those things, but I'm the one who's got the blood.
Okay.
I'm actually alive and kicking right now, whereas you're kind of not.
All right, you start choking. You're kind of in. Yeah, he's not a nice ghost. And so you kind of stop and stagger as you're being choked, calling him out for not having blood. So, Glenn, you recover and bit to see him gasping for air. I assume you're going to help him get to the graveside. Yeah. All right, so the two of you stagger over there. And I mean, he can't kill you, but you know he can tighten it. So
come on, you're not the first person I've ushered in the grave. You're not going to be the last.
All right, all right. So you're kind of
that came out wrong, but never mind. Let's go.
It is what it is. You're burying a dead man to please his ghost.
In nomine Patri et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
Yeah. So both of you do that. You finish your interview. A lot about bureaucracy. There's just so many complaints about the state bureaucracy and drunken tourists, and you learn a lot about the history of Ha Ha Tonka,
which that's kind of cool.
It is. You can.
We can edit it into one good episode about Ha Ha Tonka and one ridiculously boring rant about the Missouri state government.
Basically.
I will post both.
Of course. So
because you are indeed a content creator.
So you fulfilled your obligation except for telling the granddaughter. And you know her name, Christine Donnelly. And
how old is she?
We'll say 22.
She have a Facebook? What college she attend?
You haven't done any research on her whatsoever. So
okay, well, I have a smartphone.
Give me some kind of roll, probably knowledge.
Okay, since I drove all night, somebody gets to drive today.
That's a nope.
All right, you either can't find it or it's set to private.
All right.
So you've got a year and a day from now to fulfill that before you are, killed. So that's great to know.
I also have a smartphone, and as a businessman, of course, I know how to track down a businessman's colleagues.
Sure. So
let's see if I can pull that off. 15 out of 34.
Okay. You get her Facebook account. At least you're pretty sure it's her. You could message her from Facebook to Facebook.
Create dummy Facebook.
Okay.
Badook. Hey, would you by any chance be the granddaughter of Murphy Donnelly of Cairo, Illinois? ?
No reply. You realize she hasn't accepted your friend request, or you haven't sent her friend request, so Facebook would not necessarily show that message to her.
Send friend request.
No reply. No instant reply. So you'll just have to sit on that for a while, unless you want to track it down now.
Let's see where she is according to the Facebook profile.
So she's a college student of what's a big Illinois? I know there's several universities. There's more than a few. What's the one that Dad goes to?
SIU.
Yeah,
amongst others.
Yeah,
Southern Illinois.
Yeah. Is that the one Dad? Is that?
It might even be.
Okay.
What is in Bloomington? Yeah.
So we'll say it's Dad's. She says she's a student there, but that's it.
Well, we can call the registrar's office.
They won't tell you.
As it turns out.
Because of privacy concerns. You could track down her family with a couple hours of genealogical research and try and convince them to let you. But yeah, that will be a subplot. But you've got a whole year to do it. So you don't have to do it right now. Let's see. I'm just making a note. Because...
And city archives might have residential and family records.
Oh, lots of avenues to find out. You could hire a private investigator to do it.
Bloomington's Illinois State, for what it's worth.
Illinois State, that's the one that goes to. And who? Let's see here.
Pretty sure.
The ghost.
So just so you gents know, we do need to find this girl.
Okay.
Because if we don't, I die in a year and a day.
Oh.
Well, a year.
Okay.
Because we're going to lose a day by the time we get back.
Sure.
So finding her is a priority, if not the top.
Can't be that hard to pull off. Anybody big enough to work with Douglas must have some tracks.
Mm-hmm. And we'll find that a little bit better after we all get some sleep, because after all, this was a nice long night.
Yep.
All right. So you head back to Cairo. You get some much-needed sleep. You wake up at night because your sleep cycle's totally fucked up because you drove through the night, weirdly enough. So, what do you want to do? Yeah, you could spend the rest of the night doing Google researching on her, trying to find out. We'll just say she goes to Illinois State.
I mean,
or at least that's what her Facebook profile says.
I'm going to get back on Jim Fanger.
Yeah, you could go back to the quest. So, yeah, we can... yeah, go ahead.
What are our remaining steps? Bless the dowsing rod.
28 out of 40 this time.
Dowsing rod, blessed by an angel.
Get the ship.
Get the ship, and then you can find the treasure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Church of Redemption and Inquisition.
Those are two things that usually go together.
Yeah, usually it's one or the other. So you can.
If only it were Eternal Church of Redemption, Inquisition, and Damnation.
Oh yeah,
then
it's
it'd
eternal.
Then it'd be Ekrid.
Yeah, I think it's Eternal Redemption and Inquisition. So yeah, definitely Eternal's in there. Hey, so you realize you actually have to go on another road trip. You have to go up to the big giant cross by the side of the highway in Indiana. As if you were driving to Indianapolis, for example, you would always see it.
Looming over you.
Looming over you.
And glowing
Judging.
in the night.
And glowing in the night. What kind of information did you want to get on it?
I mean...
You could just go there and talk to him. If you ask him for help, he will undoubtedly ask for something in return, but he's not like a crazy
What does the weirdness
compound
community have to say about this person?
Which community?
The weirdness community.
The occult underground?
Yeah.
Your local connections, Tabitha Potts, the antique store owner. You go ask her.
Right. I just meant aren't there any message boards? I mean, I figured it's sort of like urban explorer boards almost.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Coincidentally, it looks exactly like that.
Yeah.
So with that,
Or has he
not
written
creepy at
any
all.
books?
Oh, yeah.
Then I want to find Goodreads reviews.
I mean, you can. Opinions vary. Apparently,
What is his flavor of crazy?
like I said, it seems to be more towards tax evasion and selling things to people. Lately, he's been selling prepper stuff.
So the Joel Osteen version.
Yeah, he doesn't promise prosperity or anything. He promises actually meeting angels or being contacted by angels, and the angels, it will give you the truth even if it's not comforting. I mean, he doesn't get, the thing is, as a cult leader, his message is kind of subpar, because it's not like, do exactly as I say and you will receive eternal purpose. It's like, do as I say and give me as much money as you can and you'll actually get to meet angels. Those angels could be assholes, but you'll meet them.
You'd think you'd be a little bit better salesman and wouldn't call out the fact that the angels are probably assholes.
Yeah, but it seems give me, all three of you can give me secrecy rolls.
They can't all be zingers.
26 out of 40.
Mm-hmm.
That is 28 out of 40.
So you realize the reason why he's doing it, he's not getting as many followers as he could if he was offering a more comforting ideology or theology, whatever you want to call it. But the people that make it through are really in it for the long haul. So if he's actually doing something supernatural to these people, they're really won over. So he doesn't have to worry about someone trying to usurp his role. He is trying to go for quality, not quantity, in his followers. It sounds like would be a strategy. You don't know how successful it is, but at least it's stable enough in there. In fact, he does. With his success, you do find some YouTube videos where he's not on them, but some of his acolytes are on there, telling them that the angels have warned them of an coming apocalypse, and it's not like any apocalypse you've heard of. It's different, but you're going to need buckets of food. For a gift of $2,500, you could buy 30 buckets of cream, of cheesed broccoli and rice. And here we made one bucket of it in this trough. and we're eating it with a shovel to show you how good and wholesome this trough of cheese and broccoli and rice is.
I mean, I'm
And my
pretty
drum
okay
penalty
with
just
like
went up.
broccoli cheese casserole.
Yeah.
But
We also sell jugs. We sell 55-gallon barrels of pancake mix. It's enough to last you literally an eternity. Yeah, the angels told me so. So
I bet they did.
yeah.
When I heard manna from heaven, I didn't think it was going to be literal.
Yeah. So, you can just go up and meet him. And he's definitely clued in. You know, there's references to 333. There's references to... There's other veiled references to certain things that you would all pick up on.
Call me when they have ambrosia.
Yeah. So, a new day comes. You can get another significant charge from drinking from your cup.
Okay.
And you can get a minor charge for putting out a podcast.
yep.
And, I forgot how you get minor charges.
Making garments.
You can make some garments and during your downtime. Get one charge from that.
Absolutely. Because I'm making so many tuxedos, I'm just going to cut and sew pocket squares.
Okay. So you, in fact, odd or even?
Even.
Another person comes in.
Sweet.
Sells you another legacy garment.
So tell me about this garment.
It was, I was a bridesmaid, at a wedding, and I forgot I was carrying my piece, and it went off, shot the wedding cake up, and then, someone fell into the swamp. We were in Florida, by the way, and that's when the gator attacked.
Well, it's a good thing you had your piece.
No one
with
was hurt, but man, that python was just that python gator fight was crazy. She keeps going. It goes on for a while.
Oh, I'm going to listen to all of this.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to hit the tape recorder that I keep in my pocket for Nate.
Sure.
Because he's going to want to hear this story.
Yeah, we won't give him a charge, but it's great podcast stuff. It's got paintball pellets on it. She doesn't even mention how she got that happen.
She already did. She said it was in Florida.
All right, touche. So you all get together. You're ready to head out to meet Jim, the Reverend.
Yep.
So
I will be putting fresh batteries into the tape recorder, handing Nate the tape, and saying, "So we want to play this on the road because you're going to love this."
All right. So the hours just fly by as you're listening to this.
Actually, can I? How hard is it to actually buy one of his books?
Reverend Jim's?
Yeah.
Not too hard. You can get one.
All right.
He's self-publishing on Kindle. Right next to Taken by the T-Rex.
Yeah, I'll do my homework on the way up. I'll read one of his books.
All right. Give me knowledge -20.
All right.
You're drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Jim.
25 actually, because
You're really drunk.
Yeah. No, that wasn't even close.
Well, if you flip it, it will be.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's knowledge. You can't flip it unless you're using a passion.
Oh yeah, it's identities.
Let's
Don't
see.
you get one just plain old free flip the game? Or
I guess you do if you want.
Do those only apply to identities, or just any?
I think everybody gets one. So
okay. That being the case, I'll flip that. That's with the penalty. That's a 42, which is still under.
okay. What are you trying to figure out? I mean, it's a whole thing. Yeah.
What's his, I mean, you've already told us what his message is, but more details about his history and how he claims he came to his power. Anything that I might bring up in conversation so that he knows, oh, you're for real. You're actually looking for me and for my power. You're not just a bunch of who's-its trying to look for a laugh.
Okay. Well, you realize, judging from this, he is probably actually walking an avatar's path. Not
The angel summoner. Yes, that's an archetype. That goes down
Cult
for
leader.
humanity.
Wait a minute. Does he happen to have an associate who is big within the X Games circuits, specifically the bicycle part of it?
No.
So there is no BMX bandit to go with the angel summoner.
No, it's not that kind of archetype. You realize he is probably trying to...
I forgot about that.
Well, you're actually sure not what avatar path he's working. He could be working the opportunist, which is obviously suspected avatars of the opportunist would be people like Thomas Edison, J.P. Morgan, let's see here, Emperor Constantine. It masks Odysseus. So it's looking for an opening. Shout at the goose that lays the golden egg. But he could also be channeling the true king, which is someone, the unity of the ruler, the people in the land. So basically, he has a realm that he's protecting, the giant cross, which pretty fucking demarcates that. And obviously his group, that's maybe why he's so picky about his cultists, is he's trying to select, loyal followers. He's out in the middle of nowhere, so he could have a pretty large territory. He owns a lot of land. He owns all the land except for the highway itself around that cross. So he could be an opportunist. He could be an avatar of the true king. You don't know how far along the path he is, but he's certainly following one of those things. So he's not an adept like all you three. Mm-hmm. So his mojo works differently, and he's trying to... So you get that much from it.
All right, then.
Well, I'm leaning more towards king than towards opportunist. Because if he was an opportunist, and the opportunist, he would be trying to fleece anybody and everybody.
Yep.
And he could do better with something other than barrels full of pancake mix.
I mean, we don't know that.
You don't know. But you can, So figuring out how to appeal to them might be helpful. But you figured that out. So you get to the Eternal Church.
And his church lost money on Bitcoin.
So Church of Eternal Redemption and Inquisition. You get there, you park. There's a nice visitors sort of central church. In the shadow of the giant cross. And, there's people walking about. There's a lot of murals of angels. Not just they even have, like, biblically accurate angel pictures. Like, fire.
A wheel and a wheel and a wheel.
With eyes and fire. And,
So I'm going to swap out outfits.
Okay.
I'm going to go from my standard everyday suit to my slightly ill-fitting, I look like a heterosexual Christian suit.
Mm-hmm. All right, sure, your camouflage. All right. So the three of you walk in. There's a nice receptionist.
Got a hair out of place.
Hello. Oh, she looks at her clipboard and looks at me. Is it just? Are you all three together?
Yes, miss.
Have you, by any chance, been near the realm of the dead?
I am a former minister. I have
recently,
done my share.
within the last night. It has been foretold. If you are, and I think that you are, and I understand your reluctance to, I have been told to deliver you onto the Reverend, who I believe you are here to speak to.
That is a rather morbid question.
That is
but
a rather
yes.
interesting foretelling.
Yes. Oh, excellent.
So, pray tell, how exactly did he foretell?
An angel told him, of course. An angel.
Which one?
Oh, I'm not worthy to know which angel. I think it was Gazathon, but maybe it was Malamai. There's always Megas. Megas is a curious one, but I digress. Come this way. There are so many angels. angels.
The city council would like to remind you about the hierarchy of angels.
So you're led into a large office. It looks quite nice. And there you see the Reverend Jim Fanger, who has his hair slicked back. He's wearing sunglasses. He is wearing a suit that would looks more appropriate for performing in Nashville. There's rhinestones. There's quite a few.
It's a nudie suit.
Yeah, and
Now, wait a minute. Are they rhinestones or are they sequins or are they...
rhinestones. I mean, not everywhere, but like the cufflinks, it's tasteful. It's not.
Is there a bit of fringe to it, or is there a...
You said rhinestones.
For certain values, anyway.
Okay, so as a style magnet, of course I can assess the cut of his suit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let's take a look.
I mean, all right. What?
You don't dangle something like that in front of a Vestomancer and not expect me to at least nibble the hook.
Fair enough.
Yes. Tell me more about this suit, Ross.
I mean, it's very expensive.
Are we talking a difference between a $60 off the rack suit versus this is $5,000.
Yeah.
Flew in personal tailor to fit it.
Yeah, definitely that. Definitely, there is a tasteful Angelica motif on some of it. On the tie, there's a vest too. It's a whole thing.
So it is a three-piece.
Yes,
okay.
three-piece.
Does it have that very delicate embroidery that has the angel wings across the back kind of thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he's got money. The place smells very nice. Oh, greetings, you all! Hello! I am the Reverend. I'm so glad you friends could come here and attend to a great matter. I know you have come far, and you have already, your journey has only begun, yet it has been so long, and it has been such a hard quest that you are on, but I know you have come in our hour of need to provide us. Before anything else, do you need anything? Do you need some water, coffee, tea? We have a very fine, it is a fair trade coffee, Arabian roast, excellent. If not, that is fun. I understand completely.
A cup of coffee would be very nice.
Excellent.
Pretty good.
Block, sugar, cream, no.
Oh, I prefer my coffee like I like my men. Hot, blonde, and sweet.
All right. He doesn't blink an eye, he seems. And you, did you say tea? Or coffee?
Coffee.
Coffee, yes. Or for you, something stronger, perhaps.
Oh, I think I'm good on that end. But
The blood of the Lord, some wine.
Not this early. Water, please.
Water. Oh, yes, of course. Here you go. He gives you a bottle of water.
Sure.
I mean, he does.
Glenn, are you feeling all right?
So,
it's a chaser.
Yes, the angels of the Lord did visit me because we have a great need. But before I speak of my needs, which is very selfish, you please, what counsel can I give you three?
No. You go first.
Well, of course.
This is kind of the way that it works for us. I believe it's referred to as tit for tat.
Mm.
So first you give us the tit. And
yes,
then we
an
give
eye
you the
for an
tat.
eye, so to speak.
Indeed.
Well, it is unfortunately that one of my flock has gone missing, and I am unable to find poor Stephanie Brittany. Poor Stephanie has gone missing, and I know not where she is. And I would like to find her very much.
Well, that's a shame. Well, when was the last time she was seen?
She was here 4 days ago, and then she went off to attend business that she would not speak of to any other member, nor myself, and the angels believe, and something dark is clouding her location. Some force is preventing me from being able to find her. Some malevolent cloud of darkness. And I may not leave my kingdom unattended. I may not leave here, for I feel, yeah. I believe, that I have, but the angels have spoken to me that I am only being used as a pawn in another game, that you or someone else has arranged this so to strike at you in some way. But that you would come here and see through it, because you are here to see the angels yourselves.
We are indeed.
We're here to see the angels.
But there are many angels, and they can do many things. If you want me to summon an angel for you, I will be glad to summon an angel for you without you making any tithing, going to any classes, being audited, giving up any property. Spiritually audited, it's a different thing. It's we have these devices that have been blessed by the angels themselves.
Would any of
Damn
them,
it, Ross.
would, any of those devices happen to be in the shape of a rod? Perhaps a dowsing rod that has been blessed.
Oh, I believe that I have been heard whispers of this, that a great treasure that can only be found through an angelically blessed dowsing rod. Is that what? I do have such a dowsing rod. It was used by none other than Johnny Appleseed to find water in the great deserts of Nevada in 1843.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and I can have that blessed, and I can tell you how to summon an angel yourself to bless it, because unfortunately, finding a treasure such as what you are doing is not it is not an evil act, but it is not a holy act. So,
thus, it is something that is outside of your bailiwick.
well, but not the angels. The angels, you see, there are a great many more angels. There are more angels, and there's more than just, of course, the nice people with the wings and
There are
the
a
harps.
lot of pins in the world that have angels dancing on them.
There are really 4 types of angels. The first, of course, are the celestial spirits that are associated with the traditional hierarchy of heaven. Certain of them serve God alone, and there are 9 orders of angels: cherubim, seraphim, thrones, the dominations, virtues, principalities, powers, archangels, and angels. But that is only the first group. The second group is of the celestial spirits of the planets.
Oh, Ross, that's true.
Each planet has its own group of angels. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, so on and so forth.
Now, are there plutonium agents?
Well, there are angels of Pluto. It is very secret, but they are not the ones who will help you.
Can I tell how much of this is, how much he believes his own bluster?
This is actually based on an actual book of occult, the Sworn Book of Honorius. So, the angels in the third group, so he's just taking, like, medieval angel occult studies and kind of putting his own spin on it. But yeah, the third group are the airy spirits. They are dangerous. The spirits of the airs are maybe demons, but but it is the fourth group of angels. The terrestrial angels. They are filthy and full of all depravity. Their activities include killing trees and crops, causing earthquakes, destroying the foundations of cities, and ruining men. These angels are large and frightening, with claws, 5 faces, and diverse animal body parts. They too are arranged in a hierarchy, with 1 king and 4 attendants, each of whom commands legions that in turn rule over groups of more than 4,000 demons. But they are angels at the top. These beings are so frightening that you must leave a written request in the darkness to avoid seeing or hearing them. I know of a terrestrial angel, one that has been bound, one that is available and will be, if you were to free them, they would be so grateful as to bless the dowsing rod. That will give you what you need to continue your quest. And in fact, as a sign of good faith, I will give you the summoning invocation, which must be spoken in total darkness. For if you summon it and have any light visible, you will see the wretched creature and die of fright.
Would that wretched creature by any chance be trapped in the side of a mountain near Alton, Illinois?
You're metagaming, but out of character, yes. Yeah, but you will have to, there are other things to do in order to do that. So yeah, you don't know about the PSL bird yet. But he will tell you. But you must find Stephanie Brittany. And I will give you the dowsing rod. And that you take the dowsing rod to the angel, perform the invocation in total darkness, and it will bless the rod, and you will be on your way. So I do know what city she was last seen in, which will perform a good start for your search. That would be...
Actually, there's an even better start for the search.
Yeah.
Good sir, would you be willing to allow me a moment within her Would she be in a bunkhouse?
Oh, she had her own apartment here. We have a housing here for our true
Even
followers.
better.
She was actually high up. She was involved in our IT department, information technology, to bring the blessings of the angels across the world.
Excellent. Because this is within your kingdom, would you consent to allow me to step within her home and entirely with your permission? In fact, if you would like to accompany me so that you know that I am not doing anything untoward to the lady's things, I do believe that I would be able to start our search off right simply by borrowing something of hers.
Oh, I have faith in you. You have been brought here by the angels. I know you're a gentleman and a scholar, sir. The Shirley will show you. By the way, the coffee is here. It's excellent.
Is he with
cup of coffee?
Is he withholding any information about Stephanie or her circumstances?
How
I don't know. How are you going to figure that out?
Just read his.
There we connect.
Yeah. And I will hold my liquor first.
Okay.
That's a success on that, so I can make the skill roll without penalty.
Yep, burn off the charge, of course.
Yeah. And connect. That just... Oh, yeah, 15.
Okay.
Under 55.
So you're using reds as your 10s?
Yes.
Okay.
It has been all night.
Yep. Yeah. I just this is the first time I actually paid attention to that. So
I started with double blue, and I was like, wait, no, that's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Well, it was a light blue and a dark blue, but once you switch to the reds, you've been using reds as 10s.
Yes.
Yep. So he tells you. Well, yeah, you get a sense. Yeah, he is being actually pretty forthright. He believes in it. He's high on his own supply. Essentially, yeah, he really believes in what he's selling. So.
That's fine. As long as I don't think he's withholding.
He does tell
something...
you that she was last seen in the city of Bootlick, Indiana, which I made up, but you know
it seems
because there
legit.
is a town of French Lick, Indiana.
French Lick, really?
French Lick.
Okay. It's next to Bootlick in my version. So
okay.
Bootlick, French Lick, Tongue Lick.
How big is French Lick?
Salt Lick.
Salt Lick.
Salt Lick.
Salt Lick City.
There's just a bunch of licks. Thank you, people of Indiana. So anyways. Anyway, so you can head there. So yeah, you have that city name, either French Lick or Bootlick. And Shirley takes you to the apartment. They have keys for it. And yeah, she says, Stephanie was behind our...
Population was 1,807 at the 2010 census.
Okay. I'd allow it. Yeah, French Lick.
It's the hometown of Larry Bird.
All right. Oh, great. Yeah, it's definitely that then. So something weird I can throw in. There's probably a museum to Larry Bird.
There is a resort casino. The state's 10th casino in the modernized legal area. Open.
Nice. So... Shirley also explained she was in charge of finances, and really need her back because the Reverend doesn't.
Nobody else understands double entry.
Nobody really understands Bitcoin. Stephanie said it was kept in a wallet, but I don't see a wallet in her apartment, and I don't know what that is. But we have some money in the wallet, and we kind of need that back. So, you get your
I'm sure she took the wallet with her for safekeeping.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It probably makes perfect sense for her to take it with. I don't understand this Bitcoin thing either.
Yep.
Did she have a fondness for hats by chance? Or sunglasses?
Both. She actually really liked baseball caps. And sunglasses. She was an outdoors person.
Okay. Excellent. I can definitely use this.
Okay.
So, may I borrow the book for just a moment?
Yeah, go for it. That's what they're there for. I mean, also for me to lean on, but...
Also that. And I didn't want to take away your leaning post.
It's okay. There are 2 more books there. So, Ross, are you legit going to require one of us to say out loud what's on the bottom half of this page?
Well, or the top half.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Because the bottom half is like super gibberish.
Yeah.
Like,
The top half is at
super-
least words.
super special gibberish.
Yeah.
Oh, I got that.
Yeah.
And you'll have
What
to
could
say
possibly
it
go
without
wrong?
looking at it, because you'll be in total darkness.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you use Mojo, you could probably figure out around it, but like as default, yeah, you just have to you actually have to memorize it. Because
That sounds like effort.
it does sound like effort. So you could try and cheat like the dirty occult underground people you are. So what are you trying to? Oh yeah, the Vestomancer stuff is at the back.
I know.
Book one. Okay.
I'm flipping to it. I know where it is.
Okay. So yeah, you two can. You're looking around there too on her apartment if you want to make skill checks to try and figure out any other clues.
You mentioned she's an outdoors person. Could I find anything that might indicate where she would run off to?
Sure. What do you want to roll?
Would that be an outdoorsman role, or would that just be notice?
Outdoorsman, you don't see any nature gear. She either took it with her, or I mean, she's
Which
an
makes sense.
outdoors person, but that could just mean she plays sports, not hiking or anything like that.
Okay.
You could make a secrecy
for it.
check, both of you, to see if she had any secrets in this room.
Crit fail.
Okay.
I'll show
Regular-
myself out.
Regular
Yeah.
fail.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, if you can't get any information, yeah, you knock a picture off the wall, and so Shirley's like, "Okay, time for you to go. You don't know what you're doing." So David had Cici has time to do a thing. I have a PDF too if you want to. If you're trying to look up a specific thing.
Okay, here it is.
Yeah.
Walk a mile in their moccasins. Casting this item requires the Vestomancer to put on an item of someone else's clothing. With a success, he intuits one of the target's passions as determined by the GM. I could put on Rob's glove and figure he's afraid of hospitals, or you could wear Gina's scarf and figure out that drunk drivers really piss her off. Here's the other one that I was looking at, which is dress the part. To cast this spell, put on at least 3 garments owned by the same person, or that have been owned by her at some point. When you cast the spell, you turn into the clothing's owner. You become the target as the target is now, unless the target's dead, in which case you become the target as he was the last day of his life. You can use all of the target's identities and abilities. You have his fingerprints, you know his PIN number and internet passwords, and how his wife takes her coffee. You are indistinguishable from the target. In fact, you not only have the target's memories, you forget your own. While the spell is in effect, you think you're that guy. You have his goals, ambitions, and sympathies. It lasts for a number of hours equal to the combined dice of the casting roll. Roll a 21, you're that person for 3 hours. It can be broken prematurely if the transformed adept violates taboo. And after changing back, you recall all of your actions while transformed, but deeper memories and motives are foggy and unreliable. So if I could become her as she is now...
Which spell is this again? Dress the part?
This is dress the
Mile in her
part.
You need 3 significant charges. Do you have 3?
Yes, I actually have 4 right now.
Okay. Yeah.
Told you I was going to need it.
Oh, don't worry, I'm banking mine.
All right. Yeah. All right. So yeah, you can do that.
Okay, so gentlemen, this is going to be a little disconcerting, but I am going to turn into the nice lady in question, and I need you to ask me some very specific questions. I think you know which questions I'm talking about.
What exactly is the blockchain?
Well, there goes the 3 hours. But
Well, it depends on my role.
Yep.
Specifically, where am I? Who has me? What are the dangers surrounding me? Because I'm going to become her as she is right now. So I can do this for a little bit of intel. And, thank goodness. I rolled a 63, which is a fail, but I can flip it because it is my Vestomancer and turn it into a 36, which is a success.
Mm-hmm.
And you're her for 9 hours.
Yeah.
9 hours.
Both unnatural 5. That's pretty fucking... And yeah, Shirley freaks the fuck out. She's gone. This is, above her pay grade.
Alright, defend with knowledge.
Back on Dios.
I'll pass.
Alright, hard and unnatural. Notch, what about you?
Unnatural. 33, so good.
Alright, hard notch.
My first success, finally.
Alright, so that changes your identities too, your skills. Alright, so you're an NPC now. So Stephanie's like, fuck.
Where am I?
Yeah. No, you're an NPC. Yeah. Because you don't know. Anyways. I'm not in jail anymore. Oh, great. Is the Reverend hangry?
Not.
He's looking for you. He's
here?
Worried.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We have a friend.
Angels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Angels explain a lot of things in my life.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
Speaking of explaining
I need to
things
get
about your life.
Uh-huh. Oh shit. Where's my life? Oh god, it's still wait.
Okay.
Okay.
Just breathe for a minute, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, in through the nose to a count of 5.
Uh-huh.
Now hold it.
Uh-huh.
Now out. Now hold it. We'll do that cycle a couple of times.
Okay. So where's my stuff?
Where were you right before you were here?
Last thing I was in jail in French Lick.
Why were you in jail in French Lick, Indiana?
They said I was attacking people. I didn't do that. Somebody's framing me, clearly. They're saying that they found evidence that I'm the pirate of French Lick.
Do you have any idea what that is?
Yeah, that's the last couple of weeks. It's been making all the local news. I thought it was an internet sensation. Someone dressed as a pirate has been going around scaring and attacking people, mugging them sometimes. And yeah.
Okay. So,
What's this pirate look like?
I don't know. It's a pirate. No one's got it all
clearly
put
her.
I mean, it's YouTube videos, surely.
They just found a bunch of pirate stuff in my car, and they said I'm the pirate of French Lick.
So why was there a bunch of pirate stuff in your car?
Someone broke in
To plant pirate stuff. Sure.
Yeah, clearly a demon.
Paraphernalia.
Someone doesn't want to make this deal. I was just.
What deal?
Can I trust you? I need to go see the Reverend. So she gets up and starts heading out.
The Reverend assigned us
That's
to your case.
Connect.
26, 51. That hits.
Okay. All right, with the penalty, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. The pirate the Bitcoin. I invested some of the church's money in Bitcoin, and it's going to grow. It's going to be more profitable. But they needed the Reverend asked me to withdraw some to make some to pay some bills. It just isn't there right now. It's just you got to wait for the market to get back. It's just a bit short now. But someone in French Lick was wanting to trade Bitcoin for Dogecoin, and that's got a way better exchange ratio. And so I was going to go there to make that coin, to make that exchange. So I brought the wallet, which is my physical encrypted. It looks like it's on my keychain. And it has the actual code to get to my Bitcoin wallet. I guess it's in the police custody now. But I was going there, I didn't see anybody, and then the cops just show up, and oh god, what if the Dogecoin person was just there to set me up? Oh, I bet that's it. Yeah. Clearly.
The Reverend did mention a dark cloud over you.
Demons.
Yeah, we're gonna figure this out. Do you remember
They're
anything
the
else?
Satanists in the high schools. With the other things. Like how they're putting subliminal message in YouTube ads now. Yeah, YouTube Satanists. Yep, they're after me because I was supporting that the angels support Bitcoin. That's what I was saying on the forum, and people were saying Ethereum is clearly the blessed cryptocurrency, and that's not it at all. And so she's just going on and on and on.
Yeah, I'm just slack jawed looking between her and Nate and her and Nate.
Yeah. So, are there any other questions you want to ask her?
What is Dogecoin?
We've only got 9 hours.
But don't. Yep. So you can wait it out.
I don't know where Doge is. Is that a country?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, both of you can give me secrecy checks to figure out the whole thing, or just to summarize.
This time I'm going to hold my liquor.
I will explain. No, time is short. I will summarize.
That's a 1 on my Dpsomancer, so
All right.
yay.
Yeah, that's a nope.
All right.
36. That's secrecy. Yes, that's a hit.
Okay. So with that, you realize the pirate thing is a big clue for you, at least. There's obviously another group, occult group, that knows you have the maps, or knows that somebody knows about the angel summoning, and so knows that, hey, that's the cult of summoning angels. So waylay one of their members, and probably they'll be along to rescue them in order to summon an angel. So, and who's going to do that except the person who's already along the path, the person with the map?
Sure.
So, this is another occult savvy group, and so obviously they found a weak link in the cult. Stephanie lured her out there, set her up as the pirate of Frenchlick, and but obviously they're not doing a mundane thing because they're fucking weirdos like you.
Hey, I resemble that remark. It's not like I can just change my gender and turn into a woman at will just by putting on her clothes. Oh, wait.
Yeah. So
Truly, gender is performative.
Indeed.
But you think to check the news. There's been another. You wonder now that they have a suspect for it. That was just a few days ago. There hasn't been another attack yet. So
Of course not.
So how are they going to find you? And so they're probably watching Stephanie in jail to see who comes visit her, and that's who they're going to go after. Mm-hmm. So now that you know that, you can come up with a plan to deal with that. Mm-hmm. So that's what you do with your secrecy check. They've set up a trap for you, and now you know what the trap is. But how are you going to deal with that? Because you need to get Stephanie. You need that. You need the physical wall. You need her keychain, mm-hmm. which is being held by the police. Mm-hmm. That has the money on it.
Which means we need
Only
to break
Aaron
her.
were here, we could break into a police station.
That doesn't work well in Aaron's experience. But yeah, you could try and just break into the police station and try and find that because it's a small police town. You could just let Stephanie rot in jail, or tell the Reverend and have the Reverend's lawyers deal with it. But the Reverend is probably just going to ask you to deal with that unless you get the money. So yeah, you need to get the keychain. If you get Stephanie out of jail, you can get the keychain from her. And the easy way to do that is to prove that she's not the pirate of Frenchlick, which is by finding the people who are actually responsible behind it. But they're waiting for you. Yeah, so it's a whole conundrum. So how do you? There's a lot of different ways you approach it. It's a small town in Indiana. How do you want to do it?
We'll strategize on the way there.
I don't care. It's 10 o'clock right now. We could wait until next session to do
Yeah,
that.
That seems a good idea.
Yeah.
Because that'll give us, that thing to do, and then
Summoning.
the thing with the angel. And,
Yep.
Yeah. It'll be a whole thing.
It will be a whole thing.
I like the idea of trying to catch this other group and then use that to clear her name.
That was really a good part on David's part, yeah. I mean, you would have basically, walked another trap.
But instead, magic.
Yeah, it said magic, including that thing. So, questions, comments, suggestions? You guys have fun with this one?
Yeah. It's going well.
Dealt well with us kind of like stalling around at the beginning.
No, well, I mean, you gave me a heads up on the cup thing, that you want to get him a cup so he can get charges. Yeah. And that's fine. So I kind of like, well, he's an evil old guy who's been...
Clearly, you would know another evil old guy. Yeah. This one just happens to be dead.
Yeah, and so you got it. Well, I mean, you didn't have to deal with the ghost at all if you just grabbed the champagne glass.
Yeah, but I wanted something that wouldn't break if I fell over.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
as one does.
It worked out.
Yeah.
It was good.
So David, we're ending for tonight, but basically, I'll explain it to you again after we're done recording. You figured out that you're going to be, some bad guys have set up some opposition have set up a trap for you. So.
Well, we kind of figured that.
Yeah.
I actually left the room because I get vague memories.
Yeah.
But I don't know everything that happened while I was Tiffany.
So we'll pick up where we left off and kind of go from there. So to you guys next time.
Bye.
Good night.